Certifieds. You got to watch who you with. You got to watch who you around, because we already know there ain't no black and brown. Fam, the ops is everywhere, and they watching, but we got a straight up answer for them. That be a 24/7 blackout. That's the way you do things. FBA Friday. We in the house.
Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.
Oh, fam, you got to watch these people, y'all. You got to watch them because they'll pretend to be all down with you. They'll talk all that unity and all that solidarity. But soon as they get on that stand, family, they going to say things like, we never knew. They'll say things like, we thought we was helping. They'll say things all across the board, family, but you know exactly what type of time they on, and that time that they on, it ain't all time, family, because we on certified time, and that's the way that we doing it over here. If you already know some certified salute, shout out to the family. FBA Friday, we in the house. Let's go to work, family. FBA's always right. And I want y'all to know that. And I want you to put that on in, family. We always right. We always connect. Hey, shout out to the roll call. I see y'all. Every single city, town. So many in the name, family. We going to get straight to work, though. Shout out to the city, the town, the state, and the region. In every single city, town, state, region, we've always been correct. There ain't a damn thing that's went on, family, that we ain't been right about. We say that these people is really ops. We say these people is tethers. We say these people is cosplayers. We say these folks is supremacists. They shields. They buck dancers. They tap dancers. They smuts. They all of the above if it's bad. But let me tell you what we are, fam. We certified foundational Black Americans, and all we do is hit 100, fam. Nothing but net. So we told everybody exactly what was going to go on with the Carmelo Anthony case, fam. And look, y'all, less than a week later, every damn thing that we said has came true. Same exact thing with Ricky Chow. Every single thing that we said has came true. Every time you say something foundational Black Americans, mark it down. You are right. The reason why they make all these damn hate videos and they mad, they always talking about us and chirping about us, is because they know that we're always right and they always wrong. And they know that we see them and they know they can't hide. And they know that when FBA pull up, it's a 24/7 blackout. And that's exactly what's going on right now. Family, did y'all see the news that came out? And we done spoke about this Eddie Pereira or Pinata, the guy who said that he ain't know who the hell Carmelo Anthony was, but yet this guy's the cousin of Carmelo Anthony's girlfriend, and now he's on the stand and he was talking about we ain't know nothing. Who knew? I couldn't tell what it was. What is it? Y'all see, fam, how the railroading comes from every single direction. Yes. Lied under oath. Yes. They let it slide. Yes. So this is why we've been telling everybody delineation is a must. See, fam, if you out here and you trying to be friends with these people, you're going to find out the hard way. There ain't no friends to be had. It's only certified FBA, and certified FBA is all goddamn day. Understand that, know that, believe that. Fam, let's go all the way to the block. So let me show you how it is. Watch this right here and you tell me something.
That called Carmelo Anthony over to the tent during the event. He's the same person that stood on trial under oath and said he ain't really know the man like that. Though they've been friends since childhood. Multiple pictures, videos, all of this information they got showing that you know this man, and under oath, you gonna say, oh, I don't know that man. Then Eddie gonna sit there and lie and say the only time we hung out is when he was with his girlfriend and I was hanging with him. So you was third wheeler? You was third wheeler? That don't sound right, Eddie. Oh yeah. You ain't getting away with this one, Eddie. What I was always told was at the end of the day, them folks gonna take care of them folks and they gonna always look out for their people. Ain't nobody gonna give a damn about your black ass but you. So you need to take care of your black ass. That's what my mama always told me.
So did my mama. So did y'all mama. So did all the certified mamas, daddies, cousins, brothers. Damn right. Y'all see what it is, fam? Look at it right there. There you go, fam. Tethers was everywhere. We sat here and we said it. We said all around Carmelo Anthony was a bunch of mops, a bunch of docs, everybody who had their own agenda. Look at this damn pinata. This pinata Eddie. That's what we going to call this person. Pinata Eddie. And I see people out there saying, I thinks that the W's, they threaten him with deportation. Fam, they'll do it for free. They'll do it for free. Because in that courtroom, he see the people that he want to look like. That's what this is, fam. He's seen all them damn W's that he wants to be. Yes, indeed. And he got in there and said, me no speak English. I don't know who's Carmelo. Who Carmelo is. I don't know Carmelo. Never seen him. Family, and he lied under oath. And this was able to slide. Because the defense lawyer and the prosecution and Mr. Pinata and all the ops there, they were all against Carmelo because they're all against us. Remember that, family. It's all an extension of the grassroots. It's all an extension of F around and find out. It's all an extension of we ain't the ones to play with. That's exactly what happened here. Proceed.
Now, I was wondering why one demographic of people wasn't really saying anything about this. Because Eddie is Hispanic, if I'm not mistaken, right? But black folks, y'all see how folks will set you up? See how they set you up? You walk right on into the trap. He watched his childhood friend, he watched his man go down for 35 years. And that's supposed to be his homeboy. And lied on the oath and said, I don't know this man. Woo. Eddie is the friend.
Who ain't surprised? I know you ain't. I know I'm not. I know we aren't. Fam, let's go there, okay? Eddie Pinata set up Carmelo Anthony, okay? Because not only did he know Carmelo Anthony, not only has he been to Carmelo Anthony's house and been around his parents, fam, it gets way deeper than that, what we've already known. Again, fam, this whole broadcast is going to be FBA's right, FBA's right, FBA's right. You don't like it, F you. That's what we're going to be on. We're going to stand on that today, fam. Since the whole world wants to paint their own narratives and just say stuff, then, family, we're going to speak our own talk and we're going to stand on our own narrative. Eddie Pinata was down with the Metcalfs, and he said, come on in to this tent. He's the one who invited Carmelo into the tent. How is all of this not spoken of? How does all this get missed in this case, fam? This is the case that they told us that they flipped things up, pillar to post. They was looking for everything, and then look what you see, family. No talk, no nothing. He was like, come on in, because remember, y'all, when it boiled down to it, these people want to be W's. Who do you think Eddie Pinata wants to be more like? Carmelo or Austin Metcalf? You already know the answer to that. Because guess what? Selena want to be Austin Metcalf. And Pedro want to be Austin Metcalf. Rick Chow wants to be Austin Metcalf. Hell, Mr. Mutombo wants to be Austin Metcalf. Family, they said, come on into this tent, sit down, have a seat, and then very next thing you know, fam, the altercation popped off. How did the Metcalfs know that Carmelo was there? How come they didn't say nothing to Mr. Pinata? Mr. Pinata was there. How come Mr. Pinata didn't stop the situation? I don't know about anybody else, but speaking on our FBA codified language, fam, if you invite me into a tent, meaning that tent that you have some type of authority in, and somebody comes over there and tells me not, you're supposed to be like, hey, this is my friend. Fam, Eddie Pinata didn't acknowledge Carmelo Anthony as a friend or treat Carmelo Anthony as a friend in the tent, when he was being attacked, or in the courtroom. Doesn't it tell y'all exactly about the black and brown coalition? They only show up when they want something from you. They only show up when they can get you to save them from deportation, save them from ICE, when they want your civil rights laws. But when they get down to it, when they get to the trenches, when they get to the facts, they play the me no speak English game. There you go, family. That's exactly what happened. And Mr. Pinata played that game, and everybody exactly knows the way that all unfolded. And we see it clear as day, and y'all know what it was. And y'all know what that reminds me of? Fam, doesn't it remind you of this right here? Y'all remember this person right here? Y'all remember Trayvon Martin's friend that got on that damn stand and completely pissed down her leg and basically allowed George Zimmerman to walk away. Y'all remember this? See, fam, we're getting into the time frame now where tap dancing is getting very dangerous. Basically, I'm going to tell you like this, fam. You going to delineate and be safe, or you going to be over here trying to lock arms with these people and be in danger. Y'all remember that? Yeah. She got on stage, didn't know what to say. She was like, Trayvon was kind of holding on phone, but he fell, and I heard ruffle, but I don't know. Did George Zimmerman do it? Probably not him, somebody else, though. Y'all see how these other people do not have the mentality that foundational Black Americans have? They don't have that loyalty. They don't have that you don't come home unless you come home with your brother or your sister or your cousin. They don't have the I bang with who I came with. They don't have the you got something wrong to say about my friend, you talking about me. They don't have that I'm going to ride with my people, right, wrong, indifferent. They don't have that, family, okay? These people are disloyal, completely disloyal. They're disloyal to their own race, fam, because they all want to be W's. No offense, but let's keep it a buck, fam. This woman right here probably thought she was Britney Spears. Let's be honest with you, family. She probably thought she was Britney Spears, and I remember being mad. How many of y'all remember that? Y'all remember that, family? Oh, Black Americans was hot. Y'all remember? Oh, we was like, hell no. She's the prime reason, fam. She failed Trayvon Martin. You know why, family? It's because when they get in front of all those W's in that courtroom, they fold because they're not used to exhibiting any type of resistance to the W. And the W's know this. This is why they're always hand-selecting tethers and ops and fleers, fam. They know they're going to get a different response with a fleer than if they deal with a foundation. With a foundational Black American, we're going to say, nah, we ain't saying nothing. Hell no. And if a foundational Black American gets to doing all this, then they can't come around other foundational Black Americans. We're going to check them. See, we're the only community and culture and lineage that has terms for outsiders, for outliners, for people who are off code, people who snitch. We got terms for all of that. These other communities don't. They just see that as normal. That's okay. Remember, fam, I said a long time ago, if your lineage or your group or your race or your team or your committee or whatever the hell you are part of doesn't have actual enforced terms for people who are disloyal, that means disloyalty is a common practice. Remember that, fam. These people have no terms for the dominant society because loving the dominant society is a common practice. They have no terms for the sellouts. They have no terms for the COONs, for the Sambos. They don't have those terms because acting like you want to be a W, wishing you were a W, getting on your knees and bowing down to a W, family, that's just an everyday thing for them. You see the difference with FBA, fam? We got to be very cautious. And once again, let's go there, fam. You have this defense lawyer who completely botched the case, and we got receipts on that today. Then you have this Dominique Alexander guy who was running around here trying to get selfies and photos and clout chasing, tether. And then you have this Eddie Pinata, who's another Blacks and Browns Coalition, tether. Nobody was around Carmelo. Fam, tell me who was around Carmelo Anthony that was solid. Tell me who was around Carmelo Anthony who had his back. All the people who got love for Carmelo Anthony, standing on business for Carmelo Anthony, willing to go there for Carmelo Anthony, you see him every day. And it be us in the grassroots. Everybody else, they pushing a different line. But Black folks in America, fam, oh, we ain't going for that. We see what it is. We see what it's hitting for, and we calling it out.
Did it set him up?
I think the system is hilarious. So the dude gets away with for a water bottle. The black kid, Carmelo Anthony, gets prison time defending himself. And this clown gets away with lying under oath. Horror. He says he didn't know Carmelo, even though they got childhood pictures and film. Then he tried to delete this stuff off of social media. That's crazy. And he's getting away with it. I feel like a lot of the times these other cultures, Mexicans, they'll play cool until it's time to go against you. They'll play cool, rope you into an environment that they know you're going to be the focus point on because they know other races or prejudiced people is in that environment.
Hell yeah, they do. Ain't no I feel like. He said it like it's some thought he just conjured up. Hell yeah, that's what they do. That's their number one agenda. They dance with Black folks all damn day long when they can get something from you. But deep down inside, they want to be with them W's. I'm telling y'all, Eddie Pinata thinks he's Austin Metcalf, fam. And he ain't never going to get in front of no damn prosecution. He's scared. Ain't nothing about this. This ain't even deep, fam. He know damn well he gonna have to answer to them W's, and he would never go back and forth with them. You damn right that's what they do.
It's like a game to them. Ain't y'all ever watched the movies where a teenage girl gets set up in the woods and sacrificed? Y'all never saw those movies, bro? What's wrong with y'all, bro? Stop falling for the tricks of some of these devils.
Well, I think Para is a great example of a human being that you should avoid like the plague. I wish him nothing but misery and misfortune. He is probably the worst type of human besides Austin Metcalf. This no backbone, spineless weasel had the audacity to conversate, socialize with Carmelo Anthony. Didn't even try to de-escalate the situation, just sat there and let this happen. Then had the audacity to go on a stand and make it seem like he didn't even know Carmelo. Finding out, oh, they know each other well. Outside of school. You's a bro. You're disgusting. You're weird. You move mad different in the world.
Look how we view this situation. Look how we view this disloyalty. I want everybody to see the energy with us and the energy with them. They do not feel that they owe us anything. They feel they're entitled to what we have. Watch how Black Americans, family, from all across the board, or people who go around Black Americans, they see there ain't no damn way that you can sit there and say this under oath and then just say, well, I didn't know. You damn well knew. And I know that you wish them W's was your real parents.
You's a bro. You're disgusting. You're weird. You move mad different in the world.
I normally don't call out like this, but I think I want to. You're a yeah, you's a sucker. You so much of a coward that you gonna sit here and get on the stand and try to pretend like you don't know who the Carmelo Anthony is and that you really don't know him. Like you see, you really don't know your friends and who down for you until your ass end up and wind up in some shit. And just prove that. Sit your silly ass down. You know that was your homeboy. And so you gonna sit. Why the did you even go to court? If it was a picture and the true definition of your picture will be all through that.
And thinks that telling them people understand that he didn't know Carmack.
Look at, hey, Black Americans cussing his ass out. Look at this. I want y'all to see, fam. These are FBA brothers and sisters together cussing his ass out. Black American brothers and sisters together is regulating this. Fam, don't let these people come around us and try to create no damn divide. We talking about the FBA culture. They want to talk about our culture. Our cultures, we don't deal with no damn Eddie Pinatas that I believe set up Carmelo. You set up Carmelo before, in between, and after. Lied under oath so you can get some type of pinata points from them damn W's. Yeah, Black Americans ain't going for none of this. We calling it out.
Carmelo was gonna save him. It only gonna save you in that state because, baby, I promise you, if I was a student, did he graduate yet? If you gotta go back to school, I would be staring at the dude like, you are the biggest op. You're the biggest, most untrustworthy. You're the biggest snake in the
Para, when it came to stand up and do the right thing for Carmelo Anthony, chose not to. He has parents, he has a mother and a father, and nobody told him to do the right thing. He's Hispanic Latino. There's a Black boy who's about to go to jail, possibly for the rest of his life. They said 5 to 99 years. You had an opportunity to stand on the right side, and you chose not to. You chose not to. Your parents should have talked to you. Your people, your peers should have talked to you.
They did talk to him. His parents and peers taught him to treat Black folks this way. Don't try to apply our lineage of loyalty to these people. Hell no. Don't get it tangled and twisted, fam. We here to clear everything up, brothers and sisters. Let's get this straight. His parents would have done the same damn thing. This is a culture of these people. We ain't delineating just because of Eddie Pinata. We're delineating because of Eddie Pinata's parents, his grandparents, his great-grandparents, his great-great-great-grandparents, all of them. They all would have did the same damn thing. Don't nobody respect no damn black American. They only want something from black Americans. And when they get checked from black Americans, they get to run into Zaddy. That's what this is. They got a culture of this. His parents taught him the bad behavior.
You done been to this man's house. You know his mom. You know his dad. You the one who invited him to sit under that tent that he had to defend and fight for his life over. But when it came time for you, Para, to stand on the right side of justice, you still chose. I'm so tired of this POC, black and brown unity, pride, fake. So tired of it. Yeah, they kids, because Carmelo Anthony was a kid, so his peers are kids too. But what about the...
Hell no. Family, when I was a teenager, you were never going to play me against my partner. I'm going to tell you that today, fam. FBA in here right now. Let me get a hell no or hell yes. Family, could somebody get you to turn on your friend? Can somebody get you to turn on your brother? Could somebody get you to turn on your sister? I know when it comes to us, it's a hell no. No, I don't want to hear no kid stuff. Fam, when I was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 to today, you were never going to get me to flip-flop on my homeboy or my homegirl or my partner. I don't give a damn who it is, fam. If I invite the person, I ain't even got to be super plugged in with them. Just off the strength of I invited you in here, you ain't going to get on my people like that. Nah, don't hit me with the, well, they is kids now. No. Yeah, Austin Metcalf, he guarantee you he was a teenager, and look what he out here doing. Yeah, look what they out there doing. The young boy down here in Georgia, Noah Bush, he was unalived by a damn 7 and a 9-year-old. Fam, don't get it twisted with these BS baby supremacists or these WBS wannabe baby supremacists. We got a culture of loyalty that has been with us since day one. It was instilled in us when we were in kindergarten. Don't play that game with me. My mama told me, don't you leave without your brother. Don't come home without your brother. Literally, when I was in preschool, I remember the first memory I got was going across the street to go play with my brother. And she said, y'all better come back home together. Don't hit me with no damn kid talk.
Parents, y'all ain't tell him to do the right thing? Probably not. It's only black and brown when y'all want black people to fight for y'all rights against people. But in any other case, y'all align with them white folks so quick. Y'all see black people a certain type of way so quick. And I tell people this all the time. The way that other minorities see black people is the same way that white people see them. Because they get to play into the It's always as long as you're not black. That's the biggest disrespect for these people. That's what white people give non-black minorities. Oh, you're not black, so you hold that commodity. It's and that little boy to play in them people's face, to be at this little boy house, to do all this. Oh, you don't know him? You know him. Don't worry, you'll find out.
Damn right they're gonna find out. Yep. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, you already seen the brothers and sisters saying, oh hell no, they gonna do bumper. Fam, and this right here, okay, go ahead. It's all perfect because this is only going to lead to the appeal that's already in process. Good news, brothers and sisters. The certified grassroots now is taking over this, okay? See, we sat back and we tried to see what was going on with the family, the Dominique Alexander, the damn fake lawyer, and everything we knew was wrong because those people are wrong. Now what you're seeing is everything we said was right because we're right. Remember that, fam. Anything that was wrong, we knew it. Anything that was right, we knew it. So it all goes back to us in the first place. So now you're starting to see the defense and a lot of people saying, oh, wait a minute, now you got a witness that's on stand under oath lying. Oh, that's good for the appeal now. That's all good. Mark it down. I right now would tell you any lawyer who's worth a damn can win off of that appeal alone. You done blew the whole damn case. The whole damn case is blue right there. Not to mention all the other things, the videos, which we going to talk about. All the witnesses now are coming out, fam. It's only been, 4 days? And look already what's been happening. You got video footage that people are talking about now that they try to suppress, and people are straight up saying what went on. The 3-minute video, the 11-minute video, now people are coming out making true testimonies. You got people pointing out that the DA got all these type of damn charges on them. We already knew that the family was plugged in with the authorities. You got people lying on stand in oath. Fam, we got every single thing now, and the focus is on it. See, back in the old days, it was nobody say nothing. Okay, they would put a blackout on it. Now our blackout is on it. Remember this, fam. Their blackout can't F with our blackout. Our blackout hit way different. So remember that, and this is why it's coming on up. Let me show y'all even more. Furthermore, family, people out there are wondering. They're saying, well, was this a setup? They're saying, well, did this go on a certain way? And what I'm trying to tell everybody is, fam, the only setup in this situation was Eddie Pinata set up Carmelo Anthony. How did the Metcalfs go directly to Carmelo Anthony? And why did Eddie Pinata invite him in? Family, this is very suspicious. I don't know about you, but if somebody randomly says, hey, come on over here, have a seat, and then immediately after a mob of supremacists show up to harm me and confront me, and the person who invited me in doesn't say anything, he allows it to go on, he allowed me to get attacked, then he goes on the stand and says that he never knew me. Violation, violation, violation. Violating to the point that you're willing to lie under oath, which is a violation of the law. So that only further helps the appeal. And it also further concrete evidence what we say, that there ain't no blacks and browns coalition, only the black and brown no-alition. It strikes again and again. We're always right, family. How long we've been saying it, how long we've been speaking it. I mean, FBA at this point, everybody needs to just bow down and kiss the ring, baby, because every time we say something, it comes true. They may not want to hear it. They may not want to accept it. They may not want to acknowledge it, but you better. And people are out here right now wondering, was this a setup, fam? Was this a setup? Let me ask the family in the chat right now. Y'all believe this was a setup, or do you believe this was just a coincidence? Pinata shows up. Pinata says, come on in, Carmelo. Here come Austin Metcalf and everybody, and everything just transpired. Or do you feel there was a connection? Because you know the one thing that people aren't really going in on, family? I want to know the relationship between Pinata and Austin Metcalf and Hunter Metcalf and their associates. That's when you're going to get to the real story. When are we going to truly hear the connection between them? Because I'm suspecting that Mr. Pinata and Austin Metcalf had a prior relationship. They're not going to bring that up, though, are they? Oh, they skipping that one. Yeah, set up. Okay, see, you can't get nothing past the certifieds. Nothing get past the certifieds. The certifieds don't believe you, Pinata. Okay, the facts don't believe you, Pinata. No, the evidence don't believe you, Pinata. The only people who believed any of this was the damn defense. Family, what did the defense do? How in the hell do you got somebody lying under oath and the defense don't call it out, fam? I ain't no damn lawyer. I ain't go to law school, and I'm sure some of y'all haven't either. So how in the hell did we figure it out, but this person couldn't figure it out? How in the hell did we connect the dots, but this person couldn't connect the dots? You mean to tell me that all of this happened and the defense guy didn't pull out all the evidence? The defense guy didn't say, wait a minute now, Mr. Pinata, you the damn cousin of his girlfriend. What? Nah, bruh. Nah. Funny style ways, family. And remember, in life, when things are a lie, it's all over the damn place. The truth is very direct, family. And everything is very direct. See, it's not just about the lies that are being told. It's about how obvious the lies are being told. And the damn defense lawyer just didn't catch it. Because the defense lawyer is working with the prosecution. The prosecution is working with the defense lawyer. Mr. Eddie Pinata is working with Austin Metcalf. Austin Metcalf is working with Eddie Pinata. And all four of those are working with the system of supremacy against Carmelo. Family, let me show you this right here. People are coming out now and they're saying they believe that Eddie was threatened. I don't believe Eddie was threatened, because one thing I know about the Pinata community, they'll sell black folks out for free.
Eddie. Now you should have known they were gonna find out who you was. So Eddie, you and Carmelo not friends. You and Carmelo not friends. That's evidence that say that y'all were friends and y'all knew each other. So Eddie, so they threaten you, huh? They threaten you. Because we come to find out, Eddie.
Nope.
You Mexican. So did they threaten to deport your family?
No, family. Black Americans, certifieds. Are we going to let him off the hook when he was threatened? Fam, let me ask you a question. Do they got to threaten Julio, Romero, Gonzalez, Selena, Pedro, Martinez? Or will they just do it for free? I don't believe he was threatened. Thank you, family. I see y'all in there. Boy, I love me some y'all. I love me some y'all certified. Certified salute to y'all. We ain't going for that one. We don't believe that one. You can miss me with the he was threatened. He was threatened. They had to go threaten him. He was like, hey, listen, whatever you need, Zaddy. I'll do anything for you, Zaddy. I'm downs with you, Zaddy. Don't get it tangled or twisted. He did this for free. Fam, when you want to be a W and you are a paid professional want to be a W, that's exactly what happens.
Now, Eddie, you Mexican. So did they threaten to deport your family, that you had to lie? Did they threaten to deport you? Did they threaten? What did they tell you for you to go up there and lie? To lie. Because the evidence showed different. You know they were going to find you, Eddie. So is this you right here, Eddie? That's you? Eddie. Eddie.
Fam, she a little buck dancing for me. She buck dancing a little too much for your boy. Okay, I'm gonna keep that certified. Eddie, did they do this to you, Eddie? Did they lies to you, Eddie? Tell me, Eddie, because I know you couldn't have just done it on your own, Eddie. I don't believe that, Eddie. I do. I know. We know. You better go ahead and believe somebody else, because I don't believe Eddie. Family, that's exactly what it is, family. Okay, we're not giving nobody no passes. This is what I'm saying, fam. We always right. We always correct. All right? We 100 out of 100. Name me one thing that's went on in this era, family, that we have been incorrect about. Foundational Black Americans were always correct in the moment. We're always correct afterwards. And now our track record speaks for itself. Eddie Pinata was rocking with Austin Metcalf. This whole damn case is nothing but a bunch of atrocities and potholes. And it was all designed that way so they can railroad Carmelo Anthony. There ain't one area of this case that is not in violation of the law, and none of those violations are about Carmelo Anthony. It's about the system. That's what it's all about. And it shows you, fam, these vultures are everywhere. They all pop up. So what do we know for certain is that Pinata invited Carmelo to come into the tent, and then Carmelo was attacked. Pinata didn't say nothing while the attack happened, and then he was allowed to lie under oath. I've never seen that. Family, all it does is a simple check. Go ahead and find out, hey, you know Carmelo? I don't know Carmelo. What about this picture right here? What about this picture right here? What about the parents who said you've been over the house? What about your cousin who is Carmelo Anthony's girlfriend? Y'all see what it is? Y'all see how simple that takes? Very, very simple. This is why the defense lawyer didn't want nobody to take the stand. This is why he didn't want Carmelo to take the stand. Because Carmelo would have simply got up there and been like, hey, I know this dude. Mama, don't I know him? Yeah, baby. Dad, don't I know him? Hell yeah. Simple as that. Why didn't the girlfriend take the stand? Fam, this opens up a whole new door of new witnesses that can come in. Notice all the witnesses that came in were all on the side of Austin Metcalf, including Mr. Pinata, who's the main person who started all of this. All the witnesses came in and their stories had holes in them. You know, like the brother saying he rendered CPR, and in the video, everybody says that ain't what happened. You see what I'm saying? And family, the Foundational Black American Grassroots has been calling this out for a long time, and we're going to take it even a step further, fam. Watch this right here. Carmelo Anthony's parents have come out, and they tell everybody that it was Mr. Pinata who invited Carmelo in to the tent. Watch this.
What did Carmelo tell you happened that day at the track meet?
I mean, he was sitting there seeing his friend. Once you get the reports and everything, he was actually his girlfriend's cousin invited him to the tent. Mm-hmm. So when they invited him to the tent, you know, just, hey, what's going on, such and such. It was raining. He sat there. Then as you know it, you had these two guys who approached him. He even sent the video in court. It was like, I know y'all see this. I know y'all see this. And we got comfortable with the instructions that we was told. We was told not to say nothing. We was told not to do this. So we did everything we did. We followed all instructions and we were told, hey, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Hey, don't talk to this person, don't talk to this person. It was all this. And look what happened.
What did Carmelo?
Wait, he was told who to talk to and who not to talk to? Family, if you just watch that real fast, you're going to think he's saying that was a part of the judge telling him that. I believe it was the defense lawyer who told him who to talk to and who not to talk to. I believe that the defense lawyer had the gag order on the Carmelo Anthony family. Yeah, fam. I don't believe it was just the judge. No, I believe that the judge may have had it for certain reasons over there because a lot of people were doing all these different speaking engagements and talking on it. I believe that the Anthony family was instructed by the lawyer to not speak because had they spoke, we would have heard exactly the real story about Mr. Pinata, about the video, about all the evidence, and we would have started asking real questions. Did he just say they were advised not to speak? One more time.
Carmelo tell you happened that day at the track meet?
He was sitting there seeing his friend. Once you get the reports and everything, he was actually his girlfriend's cousin invited him to the tent. Mm-hmm. So when they invited him to the tent, it was just, hey, what's going on, such and such. It was raining. He sat there. Then as you know it, you had these two guys who approached him. Even seeing the video in court, it was like, I know y'all see this.
They see it. They just don't care. This is the crash course in knowing the system of supremacy. Fam, tap dancing's getting very dangerous. Very dangerous tap dancing. I'm sorry. You got to know these things, parents. You got to, don't sit there and say, I know y'all see this. Fam, they done seen everything. Fam, when has seeing something ever stopped the system of supremacy? When has seeing something? Didn't we see Eric Gardner get choked out? And did it stop the system of supremacy? Huh? Did it? No, the hell it didn't. Didn't we see Alton Sterling? Didn't we see Philando Castile? Fam, evidence don't mean a damn thing. Didn't we see Rodney King? Seeing it don't mean nothing to these people. And you see what we talking about if we're seeing something.
I know y'all see this. And we got comfortable with the instructions that we were told. We was told not to say nothing. We was told not to do this. So we did everything we did.
We got comfortable. No, fam, you can live to be 300 years old. You never get comfortable in the system of supremacy. The system of supremacy means you have to be alert all day, full time.
We was told not to do this. So we did everything we did. We followed all instructions and we were told, hey, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Hey, don't talk to this person, don't talk to this person. It was all this. And look what happened.
What did...
There you go. We were told not to do this, and this, and look what happened to our son. Family, that right there was damning of what went on in that damn courtroom. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's so much to unpack with that. Woo, buddy, there's a hell of a lot to unpack just in that little minute clip. So let's get this straight. Evidence 100% that Mr. Pinata is the one who brought in Carmelo Anthony. Then he said immediately the mob pulled up. I don't know about anybody else, but if I invite you somewhere and then a mob pulls up, my first thought is going to say that you know this damn mob. And how come the mob didn't go after Mr. Pinata? Wait a minute now. So Mr. Pinata brought in Carmelo Anthony to have a seat. So how come the Carmelo Anthony case didn't bring that up? How come the Carmelo Anthony defense didn't mention it? But I digress. So if Mr. Pinata told Carmelo Anthony to come on in and have a seat right there at the tent, and then the mob pulled up, how come the mob didn't go after Pinata? Could it be because Pinata told them that they was going to bring in Carmelo? Could it be that Pinata told them that Carmelo's not supposed to be here? Carmelo was probably sitting there looking most of that thing like, huh? What? He probably didn't even know what was going on, family. He was sitting there thinking, my man's right here. Just told me to come on in. And then he probably looked up. Let's go ahead and reenact this, fam, since we in the regulator courtroom. Carmelo probably was like, wait, my friend told me to come in here. You mean to tell me, fam, somebody invited you into a place and then people challenge you? Your first thought, your first inclination is going to be like, my partner told me I could. Because your partner brought it in, fam. If you go to somebody's house, okay, go back to when you was a child. You go to a friend's house, and then they mama walk in and say, you ain't supposed to have no damn company. Who is you? You gonna say, he told me I can come in. He said it was cool. You know what I'm saying? If you go to any place, fam, your first thought gonna be, hey, my friend told me it. You're gonna look at your friend. First, you're gonna tell the person, you're gonna say, hey, my friend told me it's cool. And then you're gonna look at your person and be like, ain't that right? He probably did all those things, Karmelo, looked over at Mr. Pinata, and Mr. Pinata was probably like, I don't know what you're talking about. Or Mr. Pinata looked at Austin and gave him a damn head nod and be like, yeah, go ahead, get him. Yeah, fam. I've never seen any time, anywhere, any place in my life where somebody invites another person in and then that person gets confronted, where the person who was invited doesn't go to their friend and be like, you're the invitation. I do that all the damn time, fam. So that right there is number one. And this is proven. Then number two is the fact that the defense lawyer told the Carmelo Anthony family who they can and can't talk to. Family, he put a self-imposed gag order on them for no reason. Fam, think about this. If the Carmelo Anthony family would have just had the opportunity to speak, they could have put all this on the table. We would have found out about this 11-minute video. We would have found out about Mr. Pinata. Most people didn't know about Mr. Pinata until now. Most people didn't really know the truth about the video until now. We heard little chirpings, a little this, a little here. I believe that the defense lawyer purposely put a gag order on the Carmelo Anthony family and all of their associates so they didn't tell the damn truth. He probably came to them and was like, hey, listen, y'all don't need to talk to people because it's going to look bad. And we don't want to be seen as the angry black folks, right? He probably hit them with the, you don't want to look bad in front of the cameras because the white supremacists are going to look at you funny. In reality, they weren't talking to the supremacists. They would have been talking to us. And we would have got all the stuff. Fam, you can't tell me that the new black media wouldn't have covered all that. Everything that we seen over the last 4 days, we had a year to know all of this stuff because the defense attorney threw the damn case and he was working with the prosecution. And now that more evidence comes out, you're seeing that there was a black and brown conspiracy here. Yes, there was. There was a quadruple Mayo conspiracy here. And then there was a Mayo lawyer conspiracy here. And it was all to bring down Carmelo Anthony. And family, on top of all of that, even more stuff has come out. And now even more witnesses are saying about this video. Remember that black dude who came out? And he said, I seen the video. He said the video was clear. Carmelo was jumped. The video was clear. This was an attack on Carmelo. Do y'all know immediately after the W media went out and they found some old charges on that guy and they completely did it? Everybody who's called out the truth in this case, they go find dirt on him. This is why you got to keep your track record clean. That's why you got to be a man and woman of honor, because that's the first thing going to do. Fam, they'll have a black kid who's unalive and they'll be like, well, in preschool, he actually cheated on the test. They'll bring up things that ain't got nothing to do with anything. So the brother who came out was like, hey, man, I seen the damn video. It's clear as day this was an attack against Carmelo. They went and found a bunch of charges on him. And then they got him out the news real quick. Now a sister done came out. And this sister right here says the same exact thing that the brother said. Y'all watch this.
Hello, everybody. I'm an advocate for Carmelo Anthony. My name is T. And when I went to see the video, they ask you if you want to see it from either 2 minutes before the stabbing or 11 minutes before. So I chose 11 minutes. From the moment she pressed play, Carmelo Anthony was already sitting up underneath that canopy. And he was sitting there for at least 8 to 9.5 minutes. You see, well, I saw a boy in a black hoodie go over to him first, and then they left out of the tent. And then you see coming across the field was another 6 boys. When they got to the bleachers, one, he went out of frame, and the other one sat at the bottom. But the remaining 4, they went directly to Carmelo Anthony. And like T said before, it was a brief conversation, and then all you see is commotion. And we know from the interviews that Hunter did, we know that Hunter was, in fact, up underneath that tent. The next thing you see, you can see Carmelo in the midst of them assaulting him. You can see Carmelo trying to back out, but he gets pulled back forward. The next thing you see is Carmelo, he comes shooting out the back, but he's still not standing. And he had to like kind of crab crawl backwards, and he had to like dirk away from them because they still had a hold of his hoodie. He goes up a couple bleachers and he's looking around for which way to go. He runs diagonally down the bleachers and then he falls. At the time of him.
Wow. Listen to this, family. All of this is a straight up attack. Listen to this, black folks. Are you kidding me? Family grabbing his clothing, him trying to escape. He frantically falls. They pursue him. Where's Mr. Pinata during all this? Where's the adults who I believe were in on the setup for all of this as well? Fam, a 3-minute video and 11-minute video? How come there's 2 videos? Why come there ain't just a whole video? I don't need, well, you got 3 minutes of evidence and 11 minutes of evidence. Sounds like they give you the 3-minute evidence because they don't want the 11 minutes of evidence because 11 minutes of evidence is too much damn evidence. This is getting even more interesting. Continue, my sister.
Sorry, you can see Karmelo in the midst of them assaulting him. You can see Karmelo trying to back out, but he gets pulled back forward. The next thing you see is Karmelo. He comes shooting out the back, but he's still not standing. And he had to like kind of crab crawl backwards, and he had to like jerk away from them because they still had a hold of his hoodie. He goes up a couple bleachers and he's looking around for which way to go. He runs diagonally down the bleachers and then he falls. At the time of him falling, that's when I noticed another 3 boys coming down the bleachers chasing after him. But once Karmelo got up, he took off. You didn't see him for the rest of the video. At no point in that video do you see Hunter holding his brother. At no point in that video do you see those boys ever going back to the tent and sitting down. That was all a lie. And I also have questions. I don't know how the defense did not play that video.
What? Again, more questions about the defense.
That was all a lie. And I also have questions. I don't know how the defense did not play that video. Because when you see that video, it was self-defense. Karmelo was only 5'8", 130-something pounds, and Austin and Hunter Metcalf were 6'1", 220-something pounds. So for people to say that he should have used his hands, people can die from fights, from people using their hands. And that's all I'm going to say for right now. Hello, everybody. I'm an advocate for Carmelo Anthony.
Back to the courtroom, y'all. Let's break that down even further. Man, this stuff gets more and more crazy by the day. Oh, fam, this is clearly a setup, and this was clearly a violation of law, and this was clearly a conspiracy against Carmelo Anthony from the top highest levels of that whole city all the way down to the media that's all been involved, fam. They wanted to get Carmelo, the people who were actually there that day, and everybody else who came in and collaborated afterwards. It's clear about that video. And notice, fam, you still ain't seen the video, fam. We seen the video when they unalived a 12-year-old Tamir Rice. They showed us the video. What about Walter Scott when he's running in Carolina and they pew-pewed him in the back? What about Eric Gardner again, family? We seen the video. They always show us the video. Anytime where they can point to it and say, he slipped and fell. Oh, he was on fentanyl, fam. We seen the video with Derek Chauvin's knee on George Floyd's neck. No video of this right here. No video of this, fam. They show us video all damn day long, family. Let a black person be getting unalived. Let a black person get harmed. Let a black person be brutalized. They'll feed you the video 24/7, fam. Y'all remember when they would show one video, it'll go off to show the next video. It'll go off to show the next video. Every single show runs it 24/7. But you ain't got the video. This is only a few people on the planet Earth that have seen this damn video. And you ain't put it out. Not at all. Family, this clearly is a conspiracy. And this is what we talk about the system of supremacy. This is exactly what it is with the system of supremacy, fam. You're talking about all W jurors. How the hell didn't the defense catch that either? Fam, I'm going to quit saying that because we know why the defense stopped. I'm going to take away that question mark and I'm going to put an exclamation point. He did that because he ain't want to do anything about it. And you got people popping up everywhere. We need to continuously put this dude's face on the big screen. This guy needs to get exposed. Every time I see somebody turn around, they keep saying the defense completely dropped the damn ball. The defense completely botched this case. And this has been going on for years, family. This has been going on for eons. They've been doing this to black Americans in that damn court system. Fam, they don't mind botching a damn case, especially if the case has something to do with Black Americans. They will botch that damn case so long because let me tell you about the system of supremacy, my good brothers and sisters in the house tonight. The system of supremacy does not charge him with losing this case because he botched the case on purpose. A lot of people say, well, why would he do that? So he can mess up his record? They got a supremacist gentleman's agreement, okay? Defend the Black person, get all your money, because that's what he did. He racked up all the money. He put gag orders on the family so they can't talk. He purposely didn't put anybody on the stand. Karmelo didn't take the stand, and it's his damn trial. They purposely did all of that so he could turn around and shake a hand and be seen as a person who hustled Black folks, got their money, and threw away the case. Let me tell you, he's going to get more credentials in the system of supremacy amongst his supremacist peers for botching the case than he will ever get ridiculed for losing the case. Botching a case with a Black person, you get stripes for that in the system of supremacy. They don't even give a damn. They'll charge it to the game. Oh, yeah, I mean, he lost that one, but did he really lose? I mean, it was a Blackie, right? He got their money, though. Trust me, family. That's what he's doing. He's already talking to his next client right now. He's talking to his next client right now, and he's telling his client how Karmelo lied to him, and he did his best. Trust me, family. He botched that case on purpose, and this is why everybody's out there saying the same damn thing. Let me show y'all this right here, family. Let me show y'all. People talk about this because this happens all the time. Watch your screen right now. Botching a case in the system of supremacy is old as the system of supremacy itself. Watch this.
This Carmelo Anthony defense, I've seen something like this before in person, but I was able to put a stop to it, thank God, for the defendant. A good friend of mine, when we were around 24 years old, got charged with a...
Listen to this, family, very carefully. For all my Black Americans out there, you got to know the law, and the law not that's on paper, but the law that's in their mind.
Before in person, but I was able to put a stop to it, thank God, for the defendant. A good friend of mine, when we were around 24 years old, got charged with a serious felony, and he was looking at 25 years in prison. Now, they didn't have a lot of evidence against him, but he didn't have much of a defense either. And he calls me one day from court. Now, he had paid a lawyer $15,000. And he calls me one day from court and he's freaking out. He's like, hey, man, I don't understand what's going on. He's like, they said that trial starts tomorrow. And I said, excuse me? How do you not know that trial starts tomorrow, bro? Like, what the fuck are you doing? And I go, your lawyer hasn't even spoke to me. I was a witness in the case.
What? You don't know your trial starts tomorrow? What? Fam, this is what they do behind that curtain.
Bro, like, what the fuck are you doing? And I go, your lawyer hasn't even spoke to me. I was a witness in the case. And he's like, right? I go, who has your lawyer spoken to? What kind of investigation have they done? He's like, I don't know. And he's like, please, let me talk to your dad. Let me talk to your dad. My dad was a former judge. I handed the phone to my dad. And he tells my dad, yeah, I don't understand what's going on. You know, what should I do? And my dad says to him, listen, I'm not your lawyer. I can't give you legal advice, but what I can tell you is that if you go to trial tomorrow, make sure you bring your toothbrush because you're going to prison.
Damn.
And he's like, what? He's like, it appears your lawyer has not mounted any kind of defense or done any work, you know, to not talk to witnesses. Sounds like your lawyer's throwing you to the wolves. So he went in there and in open court fired.
Damn. If you go to court tomorrow, bring your damn toothbrush because you ain't leaving just to get you to the courtroom. Fam, once they get you there, you're theirs. Once you step foot in that damn thing, fam, they own you. This is the system here.
Sin. And he's like, what? He's like, it appears your lawyer has not mounted any kind of defense or done any work, you know, to not talk to witnesses. Sounds like your lawyer's throwing you to the wolves. So he went in there and in open court fired his lawyer, asked for continuance. I ended up going and helping him find a new lawyer who did a wonderful job, and he got acquitted. Yeah. So Carmelo Anthony's case reminds me of this. There were no adults in the room to tell him, bro, we don't have a defense here. We need to plea bargain. Like, this isn't going to work. And instead, they just let the prosecution run roughshod all over them for days and then mount a 4-hour defense. Shame on his attorneys.
Damn.
This Carmelo and
Damn. Woo! Fam, a 4-hour defense. 4 hours, family. 4 hours. Fam, people go to the gym longer than that. People go to the gym longer than that. A 4-hour defense. Think about this case, fam. All you heard about was the prosecution, witness, the prosecution, witness, all for the prosecution. The defense was literally 1 day. 1 day, fam. And then not only do they do it for 4 hours, they didn't even have Karmelo take the stand. Or his mom. Or I think his mom took it. His dad didn't take the stand. Are you kidding me, fam? None of his friends, none of his family. Kyle Rittenhouse got on the stand. Remember, he was fake crying. Remember that, fam? They allow all these other people to speak, but not Karmelo, not his father, not his friends. Nobody got there, talked about an upstanding child he was. Nobody spoke about what he's done. No one spoke about how he's always been a good brother from a good home, from a good background, doing good things and good deeds. And at the same time, Austin Metcalf's family, look at them. A history of degenerate behavior, a history of foul play, a history of being bullies. And they could have easily put that in. Everybody would have went home, fam. See, when you get inside of that courtroom, fam, that's what they want you. The reason they trump up those charges is so you get in there. Once you get in there, fam, they can black out the media. They can have the prosecution and the defense working together. I know somebody told me personally, he was on trial for defending himself against a supremacist. They said, all right, we're going to go ahead and take a lunch break, everybody. We'll reconvene in about an hour and a half. He said he saw his lawyer walk up to the prosecution, shook hands, throw their arms around each other in the middle of the trial. This ain't the end of the trial. This ain't the last day. This is the middle of the trial. During a lunch break, during a recess, the prosecution and the defense threw arms around each other, walked off and went and had lunch together, family. Yes, I S you not. That's exactly what happened, fam. And that's exactly what they do. This is the WWE. Don't get it tangled and twisted, fam. Them folks love each other. Them folks love each other because the main job is to railroad Black Americans. If you were there to save Black Americans, you wouldn't be there. They wouldn't let you up. That's how corporate America works, family. Corporate America has something called barrier to entry, especially in the courtroom. They just won't let you come around. See, this is why they were so angry at Johnny Cochran. Let fam certified salute up above. Matter of fact, 2 certified salutes to Johnny Cochran, family. And we all know the strange, mysterious means and how Johnny Cochran passed away unalived. Y'all know what I'm talking about. See, Johnny Cochran was bold. And this is why so many Black Americans always saying, where is Johnny Cochran's at? Where is the next Johnny Cochran? Johnny Cochran was in there and he was standing on business. Remember that, fam. Not only the OJ case, a lot of people forget, he also helped Tupac Shakur when Tupac beat his trials. After Tupac Shakur ended up passing away, he got Geronimo Pratt, Tupac Shakur's godfather, out of prison. A political prisoner who was a Black Panther, who was a striped, stars and striped up, very well decorated Vietnam veteran. He ended up getting him out. And then soon as Johnny Cochran started saying he was going to put together a team of all new lawyers and they was going to go after reparations. Remember that, fam. Johnny Cochran was assembling the adventures of Black lawyers. And soon as they got him out of there, then you started getting the Benjamin Chumps of the world, or whoever the hell that guy is that was defending Rick Chow. Those are all the people who came up after Johnny Cochran. Yes, Johnny Cochran did the damn thing. They were afraid. Let me tell you something. Johnny Cochran was the most petrifying Black man in the United States of America, which means the world, for the whole remaining time while he was putting it down in the courtroom consistently and towards the tail end of his life. They were afraid. I remember, fam, I was a little boy, but I remember every time you turned on the TV, fam, they would be like, damn Johnny Cochran. He was a joke. The supremacists didn't like bringing him up. What you gonna do? Go get Johnny Cochran? How many of y'all remember that? How many of my brothers and sisters remember that, fam? They used to always bring up Johnny Cochran. They'd be like, oh, be careful. He's going to go hire Johnny Cochran. That was their way of admitting defeat. That was their way of admitting that. And Johnny Cochran, what he was doing, fam, he was doing a lot of things that we do in the grassroots. We were picking out the codified people. Okay, he was going to get all these new different lawyers, fam, and he was getting a whole team together. It wasn't just older ones. He was going to get younger ones. He was going to bring them up, and he was going to have a whole team of codified lawyers, fam, which was going to set the future straight. Wouldn't be none of the Trayvon Martin situations, the Mike Brown situations. Damn sure wouldn't be this Carmelo Anthony case if Johnny Cochran was still around, or if the disciples of Johnny Cochran were still here. And I know for a fact, a lot of those people who were tapped in with Johnny Cochran, who Johnny Cochran gave his blessings to, who he was mentoring, who he was teaching, they all got blackballed in the court system. Yes, they did. In the lawyer field, fam, they all got blackballed. they stood too close to Johnny Cochran. A lot of them couldn't get jobs and opportunities. We all know that Johnny Cochran was assembling literally a ventures of Black American lawyers. What happened to all of them? Fam, they didn't all disappear. A lot of them ended up getting blackballed, and they said, we got to get them out of there. We can't have Johnny Cochran. We can't have who he mentors. We can't have the next person or the next person. We got to put it into all of that, fam. It's not just your foundational Black American pillar in the community or your activists. They go see who's on code, and they want to get you gone, and they want to stop that damn bloodline. We all know this, fam. This is what they did with Tupac Shakur, fam. They did the same thing. You got to understand. Tupac Shakur's brother, Mutulu Shakur, he talks about when they was kids, they would go out there and they would look and they would have well-dressed W men, FBI, going through their trash can. They had a file on Mutulu. They had a file on Tupac way before we even knew who the hell Tupac Shakur was, fam. We didn't even know who Tupac was. They already had a file on Pac. Let me tell you this, fam. When Pac got in that situation in Atlanta where he pew-pewed those 2 off-duty police officers, he was public enemy number 1, Tupac Shakur. Mind you, Tupac was actually down with Johnny Cochran and they worked together. Fam, I'm connecting all the dots here. I'm connecting all the dots. This is why brothers and sisters are always talking about how we need these new codified lawyers. Tupac Shakur was completely tapped in with them. Well, anyway, when Tupac Shakur got into that situation in Atlanta where he pew-pewed those 2 people, a lot of people don't know he was in the middle of filming a movie. He had to leave Atlanta and go back up to New York. When he was in New York and he caught that case that he was set up by all the damn tethers, Haitian Jack, Jimmy Henchman, all those damn tethers who set him up, the police officer who was the first person who arrested him for that setup with that woman, that was the same police officer who responded to the scene when Tupac got pew-pewed in the studio several weeks later. Yes, the police officer showed up and arrested him with those false rape charges was the same exact police officer who was the first on the scene when he got pew-pewed in New York at Quad Studios. As a matter of fact, when Tupac Shakur and his brother-in-law, or I think it was his sister's boyfriend, I don't know if they got married, when they ran outside to see where the people ran off to after they shot Tupac and robbed him, he seen that police officer across the street. And the cops was just sitting there, watched the people run out the damn building, seen where they went, but they didn't even look at where the assailants went. They just stared at Tupac and were chuckling. That's why when Tupac Shakur ended up going to the hospital, he checked himself out of the hospital. There's a famous story of Tretch from Naughty by Nature. He went there to the hospital to go talk to Tupac, and Afeni Shakur, she told Tretch, hey man, you got to talk to Tupac. And Tretch said, why? He said, Tupac feels that they're going to try to unalive him, so he's trying to check himself out. And they said if he checks himself out, he's going to get an infection. And Tretch was like, oh, don't worry about it. We downstairs. We got them power tools, baby. We good. She said, no. He doesn't think somebody's going to come here. He thinks they're putting something in his IV. That's why if you listen to the song, Only God Can Judge Me by Tupac, he said, they're putting something poison in my IV. I wake up strangling, dangling my bed sheets. That's why he checked himself out. He got in with the NOI, and that's the famous footage where he's being pushed down the street. So it shows y'all, family. Johnny Cochran standing on business, plugged in with Tupac Shakur, plugged in with the great Geronimo Pratt. Tupac ends up pew-pewing the police officers. Tupac, public enemy number 1. Tupac gets set up and railroaded for a case in New York. The same police officer shows up on the scene when he gets pew-pewed. Watch the assailants run away because they were surveilling Tupac Shakur. The same way a lot of us know that Pac was being surveillanced all the way up until the last moment he was there. It shows you, fam, how these people function and how they operate. They do not want to see anybody come up in the game who's truly standing on certified business. Certified business is very, very dangerous to the system of supremacy. Always remember that. Always know that. Always write that down, family. Let me show you this, though, when we talk about the system of supremacy. And let me tell y'all how there ain't no blacks and browns coalition. There's only the black and brown no-alition. Family, this right here is Eddie Pinata's community. Y'all look at this community from Eddie Pinata. Y'all tell me, why has the brown community been so quiet? Because the brown community supports Austin Metcalf. Watch this.
Black American mindset is so interesting. Imagine thinking that your child can just go out there and poke somebody, end their life, and then you can blame it on racism. Because that's exactly what Carmelo Anthony's family is doing. They're blaming it all on racism, even though it was their child, Carmelo Anthony, that unjustly Metcalf. What kind of nonsense is this? And why is it that Black American media continuously just defends this rhetoric? They're continuously portraying this as nothing more than a racial issue, as if any of this has to do with racism at all. The fact of the matter is, if anything, a black teenager, teenager. That's the facts of the situation. I don't know how black people can just spin this and make this about a versus black thing. The black American mindset is so interesting. Black American mindset is so interesting. Imagine.
Now, family, do you think that Mr. Pinata's family had to teach him some morals, or did they already tell him what the hell he was supposed to do? And look at this right here, family. This is actually according to the documentation, okay? The defense called a 17-year-old Memorial High School student to the stand. He said he did not want to be there and only had to meet with the defense lawyers for about 2 minutes. Listen, family, 2 minutes. He didn't want to be there. This is about Mr. Pinata. This is about Mr. Pinata, the same Pinata who turned his back on Karmelo and who we highly suspect set up Karmelo. Look at this right here, brothers and sisters. He said he only had to meet with the defense lawyers for 2 whole minutes and didn't even want to be there. Like he can just control that. He was also interviewed by a detective after the harming. In that interview, he said that Eddie Pinata had called Anthony over to the tent. He said he saw them shake hands. Anthony sat down and then the two talked. I thought he didn't know Karmelo. I thought he didn't know. Oh, by the way, I'm going to show y'all something else. Okay, so the person who talked for 2 minutes, fam, that person was not Pinata. Pinata was called on the stand because this person I'm referring to pointed out to Pinata and how Pinata was the man who invited him. So the family knows that Pinata was invited. The other witnesses know that Pinata was the one who invited. And now you're starting to see even the video said that Pinata was the one who invited him. And look at that. They shook hands. They sat down and the two talked. I thought you didn't know him. The teen said it was the Metcalf brother Hunter who first called attention to Anthony. That's different from what other witnesses have stated. Damn. So other witnesses have said something different? Sounds like all these damn witnesses are all telling these different stories and none of their stories are adding up. But it gets even worse for Mr. Pinata right here. Yeah, the hell it does get worse for Mr. Pinata. And I'm going to tell y'all why this gets even worse than that. Let me show y'all some of these witnesses that were there. Oh, follow me now, fam. Follow me now, follow me now, follow me now. If you won't get on, salute at ease and carry on. Watch this right here, family. Here's some of the people that were there. Look at this, fam. These are some of those witnesses that we've been hearing about. Yeah. Congrats to Anthony Mendoza and Myron Gathaline at Friday's meet. This moves them into 1st and 6th overall district. Family, some of those witnesses that were in that tent that seen the attack, them was all blacks and browns too, just like Mr. Pinata was. Yeah, here go 2 of those witnesses for you black folk. There goes 2 of the witnesses right down there, brothers and sisters. And you can see clear as day that they are not FBA. You see what we're talking about. You see it again, right in your eyes, point blank. There were no foundational black Americans present. Fam, I'm still waiting to see where the black Americans are. Has there been a black American anywhere involved in any of this, fam? Because I ain't seen none. None at all. Anthony Mendoza and Myron Gathaline. And I can't even pronounce that, so that's super tether. But you see, fam, super tethers gonna sticks togethers. That right there is exactly what we see, what you see, what we all see, point blank, bottom line, period. Look at all them damn tethers there, family. Every time you turn around, it's a mayo and it's a tether. Okay, it's a tether and it's a mayo. It's what I've been saying for a long time. It's a tail. Okay, what happens when you put together a tether with a mayo mentality? That's a tail, and tails get a little pat on the head. Family, fam, wasn't none of them gonna get in that damn courtroom and blame the W. Fam, from what we know, and I'm talking about undisputed 100% about the system of supremacy, were none of those Mendozas, none of those Pinatas, none of them Etties, none of them Romeros was gonna get in that courtroom and blame Austin Metcalf and stick up for Carmelo Anthony, no matter what the evidence showed, no matter what the facts were, and no matter if they were under oath or not. Because the only oath that they are biding to is the oath of their loyalty to the system of supremacy. One more time, family. The only oath that they are beholden to is their oath for the system of supremacy. That is the only one that they're bind to. Bottom line, family. And when you see all of that go on and you see that transpiring, we all watched that. Black Americans, again, were the only ones calling it out, and Black Americans were the only ones speaking on it. And now there's a lot of things going on even further behind the scenes, behind the layers, taking it a step further, where people are coming all out and about, and everybody's calling out some of the very strange behavior that's been happening with that damn district attorney. Because now you look at all them, they all got cases, they all got evidence. Fam, there's filth everywhere. Fam, the only people who have no dirt on them is Carmelo Anthony and his family. Austin Metcalf, Hunter Metcalf, Jeff Metcalf, filthy. Eddie Pinata, filthy. These Mendozas, filthy. The DA, filthy. The lawyers, filthy. The courtroom, filthy. The jury, filthy. Everybody's dirty except for Karmelo, who's clean. And that shows you how the system of supremacy operates. There's nothing worse than a clean Black American man, Black American woman, Black American family. In the system of supremacy, a clean Black American is dirty as anything they can possibly fathom, because they don't want that to happen. And family, people now are peeling back the case. Down in Texas, what's this lady's name? Is it Candace Matthews? I think she shows up on the scene, and I wanted to break this down with y'all because I want y'all to point out some things that maybe some other people have missed. Let me show y'all this little press conference they had and how they start speaking about things. Watch this.
Hello, Anthony. No, we're going to talk about you. I am the National Minister of Politics for the New Black Panther Nation, and I'm also a national renowned human civil rights activist, advocate, and author. I'm here today because I was summoned by the community. What I seen in the past week and a half was a new era, real live lynching that happened with Carmelo Anthony. Now, I had a lot of people reaching out to me on social media. I had a lot of people tagging me and everything because I cannot be everywhere at one time. I'm all over the United States. Right. But the thing is that when I seen that they had an actual activist and they had a legal team and they didn't have no Black people on the jury, that would not have happened on our watch. I don't understand how that was even able to go further than that.
Stop. Fam, why is everybody so late to the case, fam? Why? Why are you there now? You had a whole year for this press conference, but you got it after the 35 years, after the conviction, after they trying to railroad this man. Where were they? Oh, snap. I know where they were. Remember, fam, she was just defending a bunch of Latinos down there. Y'all remember the video where she's got the belt and she's saying, belt to air. And she had all them Julios in the back. Basically, the Latinos were taking up a lot of your time and you were out there defending them. You should have put the burrito on the back seat and put Carmelo on the front page. Now they're showing up. Now they're talking. Now everybody's talking. Everybody got something to say. Everybody want to speak on this case. Wouldn't this all been useful a year ago? Not a day ago. And notice, fam, she throws a shot at that Dominique Alexander guy. And she says, when I found out that they had an activist and a defense lawyer, I thought the situation was good. We knew it wasn't.
Media. I had a lot of people tagging me and everything because I cannot be everywhere at one time. I'm all over the United States. That's right. But the thing is that when I seen that they had an actual activist and they had a legal team and they didn't have no Black people on the jury, that would not have happened on our watch. I don't understand how that was even able to go further than that.
More people wondering how that happened. So she's calling out them for botching it, and we're calling her out for being way late.
That should have went to the First Court of Appeals. Then after the First Court of Appeals, then it go to the Fifth Circuit Court. We would have took it all the way to the Supreme Court. That didn't happen. Another thing that I looked at is that we had people here that were paid to be moles to create chaos. See, we used to dealing with that when we on our activism travels across this United States. That would not have happened on our watch. But again, let's be clear. Everything happens for a reason. But one thing I want to let the community know, just because I wasn't here doesn't mean I wasn't working. We were working behind the scenes because we knew that this was a setup from the beginning.
Fam, all that behind the scenes stuff, I'm not with it. I'm not with fam. You can say that about anything. I wasn't there to go to my kid's birthday, but I was behind the scenes. We was working behind. Sometimes people need you in front of the scene. Okay, let's make that clear, brothers and sisters. All that behind the scenes stuff, that don't really get it done. All right, we was behind the scenes. I think Karmelo needed y'all to be in front of the scene. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't really like hearing that we're late and we was behind the scenes.
We knew that they was going to find him guilty. We didn't know that it was going to be 35 years though, but we knew that it was going to be something that was going to be egregious. Yes. And that's why I want to give a shout out to Charleston.
Wait. Fam, if you knew they was going to find him guilty, then how come you didn't get from behind the scene? I don't know about anybody else, my black folk, but if I know they're about to find you guilty, I'm going to go ahead and end that whole behind the scenes stuff. I'm going to say, you know what? I think I need to get in front of the scene. I think I need to go ahead and change my opinion and my approach. So you knew that they was going to get this boy and throw his life away, but you remained behind the scenes. And Charleston White, fam, we're going to have to talk about this.
Doesn't mean I wasn't working. We were working behind the scenes because we knew that this was a setup from the beginning. Yes. We knew that they was going to find him guilty. We didn't know that it was going to be 35 years though, but we knew that it was going to be something that was going to be egregious. Yes. And that's why I want to give a shout out to Charleston. I want to give a shout out to Brother Cornell X, because all of us got together so we can help this family to be able to get the proper legal team that's needed. And what we do, we're not going to push a legal team on you. We're going to give you the top of the notch, creme de la creme, and you pick who you want to fit for you.
Family. Oh, man, we got to chop this on down. Fam, I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and say it, and I'm going to make this clear. Hold on. Somebody said hold on. Somebody said she's an activist and her plate was full. Somebody said she was an activist and her plate was full. Oh, I just seen it with Latinos, though. You know what I'm saying? And it's been a whole year, though. Now, I'm not saying that she don't do work out there because I seen them running up on people. I'm an activist, too. Matter of fact, I put to shame anybody. Okay, I know about you. You ain't going to tell who I shout out to whoever said that, but you don't know me. Okay, you might be new around here. Ain't no activist on this earth effing with Black Alpha. Straight up and down. Okay, ain't no family. Listen, I wasn't a year late to the hate crime in Jacksonville, Florida. I was there in 15 minutes. I wasn't late to the hate crime in Jessup, Georgia for little Noah Bush. I was there within the week. Don't get me started. See, I don't know who think they're going to give me activist advice. Don't nobody give me activist advice. I'm the best activist on this goddamn planet. So I got the power, the clout, the credential, and the cachet to say whatever the fuck I want when it comes to activism. I don't do that plate was full. That ain't how it is. And trust me, my plate to be full, it's going to be full with Black American issues, not full with goddamn taco trucks and burrito trucks and chicken chow mein trucks. Hell to the goddamn no. You better check my motherfucking resume. Black Alpha don't play none of them goddamn games up in here. Trust me when I tell you that. We don't play that. When it comes to activism, you can start right here, straight up and down. I don't hear none of that stuff. Okay, I've been out there. I've been the only one on the scene. Go look at my videos, fam, and tell me how many people be with Black Alpha when I'm out there. And I'm not even getting into the reparations. I'm not talking about interviewing presidential candidates. I'm not talking about pulling up on Kamala, pulling up on the governor, fam. Kamala Harris and Andy Beshear are probably going to end up being the damn ticket for 2028. I checked both of them in 1 month. Do not get me started. Can't nobody see me. I done got the damn straps pulled on us when the NAACP kicked us out. Don't hit me with the I need to understand nothing. No, you need to understand because I'm the one who do this activism thing. Trust me, when you talking about activism in the world, you better start with Black Alpha and whatever else come after it. That's what it is. Number one. I've been saying it forever. No, I don't want to hear no damn plate was full. And I didn't say nothing about her character. I'm just saying she was late to the scene. Okay? Because I done seen them do their little work. But here's my thing. My plate be full too. But I'm going to make sure my plate is full with some damn collard greens. Okay, it's gonna be full with some fried chicken up in here. We're gonna have soul food on my plate. My plate will never be full, and I will never be late because I was out there defending Julio Romero Gonzalez. My plate will always be full with Black Americans. Because guess what? Ain't nobody else even gonna get on my goddamn plate. Hell to the no. Understand that. This is what we talking about. Absolutely. Prioritizing certain communities is why we are where we are now. It's time that activists prioritize foundational Black American issues. I didn't want to drive an hour to a small town and then drive 2 miles down the dark road where there's a bunch of damn trailers out there with a bunch of W supremacists with them big old things and jump out by myself and put some damn flowers down where Noah Bush was unalived in a sandpit. I ain't want to do that, but guess what? I did it. And that's why I walk around every single day with that little boy right here with his damn wristband all day. And then I went back and marched out there with the people down there. I wasn't out there hands full, plate full with somebody else. We standing on FDA business up in here 24/7. Let me tell you something. Julio got enough Julio activists for Black Americans activists plate to be full. Ricky Chow Main got enough Ricky Chow Mains for his people to go handle. His people can go do that. They need to have their plate full with their issues. Why are they filled with their issues and my plate is filled? So they get all their activists and then they get 17 of ours. Hell no. That ain't how it go over here, family. We regulate. This is me. This is my era. I'm a legend. Trust me, I'm the legend of this era. They're going to know about Black Alpha 50 years from now, 100 years from now. Trust me when I tell you that. And that ain't nothing but real talk. Take it to the goddamn bank. We standing on Black American issues for Black Americans, meaning if a young Black American child is unalive, we're going to be there. If a young foundational Black American sister's unalive, we're going to be there. A brother going to be there. I ain't going to be behind the scenes. I ain't going to be late to the party. I'm going to do every single thing in my soul to get there and to stand on business for Black folks. This is a new era. Anybody who don't understand this new era, then you need to sit down, because let me tell you something. Don't worry about Black Alpha. You better be worrying about these 49 million foundational Black Americans who regulating. And a lot of them regulate way harder than me. Way harder than me. I'm only one. I'm only one, son. Trust me. There's a hell of a lot more foundational Black Americans is coming. Trust me when I tell y'all. And wait until you see this next generation, because they really ain't playing out here in these damn streets. Black Americans are doing Black American things for Black Americans only. And guess what? Black Americans first. Don't people say B1, right? We say B1. Do we say B2? Do we say B3? Do we say B2K? No, we say B1. That means Black first. FBA first. Not I'm going to get to Karmelo afterwards. And fam, if you're late, be late before the damn trial. You can be, fam, this has been a whole year. 365 days. Be late 265 days. 165 days. You was late 365, which means a whole calendar year late. You could have been late, went there, took a nap, went to sleep, went on vacation, came back, and still had time to make it before the 35-year conviction. So miss me with the late stuff. That sounds like another excuse, family. That's that excuse talk. We don't do that excuse stuff over here. It's going to be certified or nothing at all. I step with all my foundational Black Americans and we move together. This is about solidarity. This is about unity. And there's nothing more unified than us showing up, fam. There's a saying out there. When I needed you the most, did you give me everything you had? And that's what we all do, family. Whenever you need us, we are there and we're going to give you the certified 100. Not 32, not 35. I know there's a lot of new people, a lot of new subscribers. They just checking in. Let me tell folks what we do over here on Black Alpha Network. It's straightforward. It's a family, and we all move together. I just got off the phone. I'm not going to say a name with the sister down there in Texas who's being harassed by a particular individual. And do y'all know I had brothers hitting me up and saying, who messing with auntie? Who messing with grandma? Let me know something. That's how we do. I didn't say, I'm going to get back to you in a minute. Chow Mein got a problem. F Chow Mein. How about that one? So that's what we're doing, family. Now, let me proceed to give you what you need. Fam, we putting everything in order. Everybody's understanding it. This is how we moving along in this generation. Won't be no naysayers up in here, y'all. Won't be no, fam, that's got us in the position we in. I ain't got time for another Karmelo. That baby fighting for his damn life, family. 35 years ain't no game. We ain't got no time for people to be like, well, you know, the place was full now. We just kind of got to wait around to it. No, we ain't waiting around for nothing, fam. We going straight full throttle. And you want to talk about people who've been late, fam, I'll show you some lateness. Look at this lateness right here, family, since we're talking about late. They had their plates full. Was it okay for them to be late too? What about all these Democrats who was late, who didn't say nothing, didn't speak on nothing, who was jumping on tables, who was running around here telling us that we need to stick up for all these different illegals? They was out there, fam. Guess what? They was defending Latinos too. Yes, the hell they were. Don Lemon, D.L. Hughley. Look at how all these Democrats now want to talk about Karmelo. D.L. Hughley on Karmelo. How come D.L. Hughley wasn't on Karmelo for the 365 days? They're always hush, hush, quiet, quiet. Watch this, family.
Well, they're saying that they struck the 3 black jurors.
On purpose.
Yeah. I have two attorneys coming up that are going to talk about that. But yeah, it was an all jury. And again, death is tragic, as you said.
Sure.
And nobody's wishing anything upon, anything bad upon the family of sadly, the young man who died. But you have kids. You 17-year-olds make horrible decisions.
Right.
I'm not saying that they should not be held accountable in some way for what they do, but a 17-year-old in 35 years,
if you asking me, I don't think that all white people should be able to do anything in secret at all. I don't think they should have. I don't think they should be able to have drapes or curtains. Everything should be clear, because anytime. Let me tell you something. When it's all people in secret, it's bad for everybody.
Would you apply that to the Democrats, though? You gonna say that about all W's are that way? Would you apply that to Joe Biden? Would you apply that to Hillary Clinton? Because you told us we need to vote for them. Miss me with that. You so pro-black now, fam. The Democrats didn't say nothing about Karmelo. The NAACP didn't say nothing about Karmelo. Didn't they say all roads lead to the South? Well, Carmelo Anthony is in Texas. That's the South. They ain't say nothing about Cyrus Belton. That's in the South. Or let me guess, they plates was full too, huh?
Right. I think that striking those jurists that were black was for a reason.
And what we saw with that verdict is the evidence of a broken system. Now listen.
Here comes another plate was full. Fam, since the place was full, y'all. What was their place full with? Illegal immigrants? Is that what the plate was full with, fam? Here we go. Since we out here talking about the place was full now, they had to wait now. Look at all the new people who done showed up. Look at all the new folks who done came around. Since the place was full, y'all.
From everything that I understand, which I wasn't at the trial because obviously I got a day job, but it's my understanding that Karmelo ended up.
She wasn't at the trial. She got a day job. I done seen you every damn where there's an illegal immigrant. Look how they trying to make it socially acceptable to not be there for black folks. Fam, we are not allowing that no more. You're not going to make it socially acceptable to not be there for black folks. Fam, we all done got damn jobs. How many of us got jobs and took days off to go to the rally for reparations? Took days off to go to these task force hearings. I seen a 77-year-old woman who got on the bus for 2 hours to talk for 2 minutes in California for reparations. And she's 70-something years old. But you talking about you couldn't make the trial. Look at her buck in her eyes. Fam, we're not accepting these people who just now want to show up for Karmelo when we lost sleep over that boy.
From everything that I understand, which I wasn't at the trial because obviously I got a day job, but it's my understanding that Karmelo ended up puncturing, I don't know what this tool was that they talk about, knife, or some refer to it as a tool. He ended up hitting Austin one time, and it was about where he hit him. One time, 2 inches. This wasn't someone who said, hey, let me you 5, 6, 7 times. And so when you're looking at the punishment range, there's a reason in Texas that it goes from 5 to 99 or life, because you are looking at how intentional, like how bad was this?
How come you didn't tell this to Dominique Alexander? That's your friend. Her and Dominique Alexander are good friends. How come that, fam? Why didn't you call your How come y'all ain't have a whole rally for this? Y'all had a damn rally telling young college athletes not to go out and get that bag. You told all the foundational Black American kids to go ahead and stop playing sports and don't get no damn money. Y'all threw a press conference for that? How come all the Democrats didn't do that? I seen about 20 Democrats go to an ICE facility. Democrats were getting on planes going down to Nicaragua for that Killmonger guy. You done went to Latin America. You done threw press conferences. Y'all done sat in on the floor, got kicked out of the damn Senate, all for illegals. But you tell us, well, I had a day job. You're going to have a lot of them because your ass didn't win your election.
35 years for a kid who had decided to go under a tent that was not his team's tent as it was raining, and simply didn't want to be put out in the rain by some random kid that he didn't know who was larger than him. Listen, a lot of people don't know what it is to live as a Black person in this country, but just like you can give the benefit of the doubt to so many police officers when they go out and they shoot some Black unarmed person, even though they are trained.
Where's our hate crime bill then? Where's our hate crime bill? Don't tell me all the problems that we got and you don't give me no solutions.
Lawful carrying of a weapon because the blade was not long enough. That they wouldn't even say, well, maybe this was more so something that looked like manslaughter. Black women especially Black women who have Black male children.
What?
Live in fear and agony every single day. A fear and
Black women, don't they have Black dads too? Fam, they can't stop with the gender stuff. They can't stop with the gender stuff, family. Black women, this is some vote for Kamala talk. Fam, notice she's trying to hit us with the whole Black women's, they live in fear. You don't think Carmelo Anthony's father lives in fear too? Where all the fathers at in the chat? Do we got any Black American fathers? Can I get some 100s for all the Black American dads out there? Okay, can I get some 100s in the chat for y'all too? Notice she just skipped over to that. Democrats can't say anything about Black folks as a collective. It's always got to be the women's. It's always got to be 92 percenters, the POCs, the Blacks and Browns. Never anything directly. Carmelo Anthony literally has a father. And you just skipped over that though, didn't you? Jesus.
women who have Black male children live in fear and agony every single day. A fear and agony that I promise you, the Metcalfs probably never spent a day living that way. Black women, especially Black women who have Black male children, live in fear and agony every single day.
This woman can't stop. She just can't do it, y'all. Look at her. Look at her face. Look at her, y'all. Look at her. She don't give a damn about no melon. Look at her bucking her. Fam, somebody screenshot that. Screenshot that and send that to me. Look at, fam, she's getting her Black girl magic ready for Kamala Harris in 2028. That's what this is, family. I told y'all they got to use them same Democratic talking points. This is some Black girl magic for 2028, y'all. Here we go, family. This is Black girl magic for 2028.
You know, I would argue that even the only time we go into things like people's hands being considered deadly weapons is typically like if they're a professional boxer or that kind of stuff. But I think by the time you start getting to like football player.
Look at another screenshot. This just gets worse and worse. What is she doing? When you get to a football player, she thinks she done ate. She didn't think she done ate the whole thing. Boy, woo, I'm dropping fats now because my plate was full. I had a full plate, Black folks. I'll get to your oppression in the next 400 years because she had a full plate now. Uh-oh. Look at this woman, fam. Oh, gosh. And speaking of that, look at someone else who decides to show up now.
About race. It was always about race. It was always about race the moment that a Black boy had the nerve to protect himself against a aggressor. It was always about race. And I think that we do ourselves a disservice at ever.
We do ourselves a disservice. You've been spending the last 4 years talking about illegal immigrants. You were just cussing out Black people. Man, she was just cussing Black folks out about voter rights. And how we Russian bots to her. Oh, no, Angela Cry. Remember, we Russian bots. Now you want to talk about race. When we was talking about lineage-based reparations, you called us Russian bots. Look at these damn Democrats, fam. Spineless.
It was always about race the moment that a Black boy had the nerve to protect himself against a aggressor. It was always about race. And I think that we do ourselves a disservice at ever, hopefully, changing the system. If we
No, get the hell out of here. You ain't trying to change the system. Because soon as Black Americans get in a position of power, as soon as we start talking about handling business, you going to tell us, shut up and go damn vote. Miss that. Family, remember now. Hey, shout out to my brother Tariq. What Tariq say? It's a clause, right? But then we got to add a new one to that. Tariq, if you're listening, shout out to you, bro. Tariq said it's a clause. Now we got to say the plate was full. That's why they can't. No reparations. The plate is full. We can't get no hate crime protection. The plate is full now. It's a plate is full clause. There you go, fam. A plate is full clause. A clause because the plate was full. There you go, family. That's the new excuse of this era now, right? It's the plate was full and it was a clause. There you go. There you go. Anything other than showing up and riding for your people completely 100% with your undivided attention. That's it, family. All right, I don't know about nobody else, baby. You know what I'm saying? But I love mine 100 billion%. Matter of fact, I love mine priceless. If you're going there, family, I'm going to be there for mine priceless, family. I'm going to hold my people down priceless, family. I don't have to know you. If you from this right here, baby, you know I'm rocking with you, fam. We in here, all right? You know it's all GA all day, family. I'm rocking, you know, going down the line for all my GA brethren, fam. Because, you know, it's a clause because your plate was full. Get the hell up out of here. Boy, if you don't get the hell up out of here, y'all, this is what I'm talking about. And y'all remember just on Friday's broadcast, let's go there, fam. We got receipts. We got some receipts, fam. Since you know, it's a clause because the plate is full. Family, y'all in the chat is cold. Hold on. Y'all got me in here rolling. Yeah, the plate was full of clauses. The plate was full of clauses. I like that one. Yeah, family, the plate was full of clauses. That's why they couldn't get to Karmelo in time. That's why we couldn't get a hate crime protection. That's why we ain't getting reparations, because the plate was full of all clauses. Man, I got a clause for your ass. Your ass better claw the hell up out this goddamn FBA compound before we throw you out. Family, we don't accept no excuses, fam. Remember, it's everything they can come up with to just not get us to fight. That's what it's about, fam. All that stuff is just BS to slow us down. It's like a coward's way of saying, I want y'all to stop standing on business. I'm afraid of Black American empowerment. I'm afraid of standing on business. I'm afraid of the supremacists. Fam, Dr. Claude Anderson said it best. He said, they just as scared now as they was in slavery. And remember Dr. Claude Anderson said, he said, you're going to see people coming out the damn woodwork. Fam, they're going to come out the woodwork talking about a plate is full. They're going to come out the woodwork talking about a clause. Here we go, family. But this is what it is. You scared, go to church. Now you seeing, fam, who body, rowdy, family. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all about it. Shout out to Master P. Fam, if you about it, certified salute to you. Now we're going to start seeing who's really about that life. Because a lot of these people are afraid. And you'll be surprised. A lot of people, they want to come and go against supremacy after the fact, because they don't really want to end it while it's happening, okay? They want to show up and give this illusion after everything goes bad, because it's a lot easier to handle a situation after it goes down opposed to handling it while it's going down, okay? You got to put your chest out. You got to have pride. You got to stand on business if you're fighting the system of supremacy while they're trying to do the injustice. Any damn body can show up after they done did the injustice. The Democrats do that all the time. It's after there's a body. It's after you went to jail. There's no such thing as an after activist. You got to be before or during. Everything else, it's already happened. Your whole job is to do what, family? Is to prevent the atrocity, not to talk about how bad the atrocity is after it occurred. And speaking of things that have occurred, y'all remember, since there's a plate full of clauses, y'all remember just on Tuesday's broadcast, we start showing those weird people that were outside and that lady was breathing heavy. She's like, where are you? Austin Metcalf, remember that? And we was like, that's Black Lives Matter. Y'all remember that? And remember there was a troll in the chat saying, that ain't Black Lives Matter. That's a clause. Y'all remember that, family? Fam, we said that there were some tethers there and some Black Lives Matter people, right? Y'all remember that video of that black dude that was dancing in front of that W? Remember that W had that big old thing of tobacco? And he's like, what you gonna do, Blackie? And then that dude was like dancing in front of him or some weird stuff. We were like, what the F is this? Remember they was dancing in front of the police back in the day? Y'all remember? Okay, shout out to y'all. Fam, let me show y'all something. Fam, look at that damn hairline. Fam, look at the damn hair. Fam, if you ain't looking at that hairline, I got something that'll clear it on up for you. This damn dude got arrested, family. Fam, that was a damn full tether, y'all. He was a damn paid tether. Look at this, family. Look at that was the dude. We was like, what the hell is this dude? Look at this, family. Oh, we said there was some paid ops there. Oh, we knew a tether when we see one. We knew the tethers was going to go there and make a mockery out of Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony, and they're fighting for his life. And trust me, they done paid this damn tether. Carmelo Anthony's most outspoken supporter is arrested just after or just hours after confronting a man and pointing his face during a protest. He's his most outspoken supporter. What? This dude? Who said that? Who designated him this? Look how the news headlines are trying to smear Carmelo Anthony by saying this right here. Y'all see, fam? Look at that. Talking about his most outspoken supporter. This was a dusty, rusty, and always musty ass tether out there doing a tether two-step. He wasn't no damn supporter. They paid this tether to get there. Look at this right here, family. This man was taken into custody outside the damn courthouse. They arrested him outside the courthouse, family. He got arrested after this. This is a damn tether. Look at this. A spokesperson for the Collin County Sheriff's Office confirmed to the Daily Mail that Winston Jerome Parker, 27, was taken into custody. That ain't even probably his real name, family. Hell no. Your name is Mutombo Lumbumba Jolof, the 77th. Was taken into custody outside the courthouse on Tuesday for an outstanding warrant on a charge of unlawful carry of a weapon. Look how they're trying to make all the Carmelo Anthony supporters look violent, because we seen the W's out there, didn't we? Didn't we see the W's out there with weapons, fam? Didn't we see all the open carry W's out there with the weapons in the street? Now they're trying to make it look like, look at those violent Carmelo Anthony people. Look at all those violent, outspoken Carmelo Anthony supporters. This tether man, he was the most outspoken one. He was the main one who did it all. Look at this, family. The alleged offense occurred in the parking lot of the courthouse last Saturday. The offense. So what? He got arrested after he was dancing? I don't even get it, y'all. Prison records show Parker was granted a $1,000 security bond. It is unclear whether he retained an attorney to speak on his behalf. His arrest came just hours after he was filmed confronting a man and pointing in his face amid racially charged protests outside the Collin County Courthouse, where Anthony, 19, was found guilty of unaliving 17-year-old Austin Metcalf. The case shocked America, and the discussion surrounding the unaliving of the teenager by his black peer quickly became racially fraught. There you go, family. Using the damn tether to drum all this up. And I'm going to go there. I'm going to say something, and I think y'all going to agree. That is it. Boy, you can't. Let me tell you something. If that man ain't a tether, I will walk to Yuma, Arizona tonight and hand out turkeys. I promise you, that man is a full tether. That tether hairline is jumping. Hell no. Let me say this, family. Certified salute to the family. I think they got that dude out of jail. Either he was in jail, they got him out of jail to go do this little stunt, or he was having charges and they told him, we will reduce your charges. This is some William O'Neal type stuff. See, fam, this is why we talk about Cohen Tether Pro. All right? Cohen Tether Pro is the modern day Cohen Tel Pro for foreign tethers who come here to America to infiltrate Black Americans. This looks like Cohen Tether Pro 101. Doesn't it, family? They probably had this man on that charge and said, we're going to wait till this Carmelo Anthony case comes down. And if you go out there and you dance around for a little bit, and we can write some articles about you so we can smear Carmelo Anthony and we can designate you his most outspoken supporter. How is he outspoken when he was dancing? All right. We do this and we'll let you go, Mr. Joloff. And he said, yes, anything for you, boss. Family, this is some William O'Neal stuff. This is Joloff O'Neal. All right. That's what that is, family. That ain't nothing more than a tether from Cohen Tether Pro trying to smear the campaign that we're trying to forge for Carmelo Anthony's appeal, fam. That's what that is. Either he was already in jail and they got him out to do this, or he was charged and they sat on it so they can get him and give him a couple little tether biscuits so he can go ahead and get that type of stunt going. That's what that is, y'all. We see through everything. Oh, boy, we cold. We cold out here in these streets. Every single thing that certified foundational Black Americans have been putting on the table has been correct. Everybody that we've called out needed to get called out. Every single person that we have identified as an op has showed themselves as an op. But here's the difference, fam. It was just us saying it. Now it's the world seeing it. Because in this generation, how we do, fam, we highlight everything, we frame it, we put it on up so the world can't run from us. That's the thing, fam. They can't run from our facts. They can't run from our receipts. They can't run from our evidence. They can't run from our power. I remember a time with the dominant society would see something we say, they just run. They jump over fences to get away from FBA. Now, every single corner they turn, they got to deal with us. Everybody got to deal with us. You may not like it, you may not love it, but you better respect it because you damn sure can't check it. Speaking of things that these individuals can't check, family, let me show y'all this right here because we've been knowing this for how long, fam? Look at this guy right here. Family, do y'all remember when this man came out and he was acting like he was forgiving Carmelo Anthony? Oh, we going there, family. Lock in, baby. Smash the like button. Share this with every certified real one you know. Family, do y'all remember when this man was running around and he was pretending to be so down and so forgiving of Carmelo Anthony? And none of us bought it. Y'all remember that, family? We was like, hell no. Remember, he went on the whole campaign. I forgive the family. The family needs to do this. Carmelo's a good guy. And we were saying, that dude a damn supremacist. That dude a full supremacist. Well, family, now that the gag order has been lifted on this full supremacist, he done had a whole interview where he's coming out now throwing racial slurs all over the place, a.k.a. we were right the whole time. Jeff Metcalf has one of the biggest degenerate track records that we've ever seen. And all that fake good cop stuff that he was playing is exactly that, fake as hell. And we knew it when he said it. We were never fooled by all them nice little shenanigans he was doing, all that supremacy cloaked in niceness. This dude is exactly what his children are. Because remember, y'all, the mayo doesn't fall too far from the tree. His kids was anti-black bullies. He's an anti-black bully. His kids are supremacists. He is a supremacist. His kids were trying to dictate to black folks. He tried to dictate to black folks. His kids have a bad track record. He's got an even worse one because the mayo doesn't fall too far from the tree. Y'all look at this right here that just came out. And a lot of people didn't want to talk about it, but we're going to talk about it because everything we talk about is certified and it's certified all the time. Y'all look at this little interview he did where he comes out and he calls Carmelo Anthony and his family everything in the book. Watch this.
Somebody, my God, what kind of mother are you? Hey, Kevin Hayes, you liar. Day after it happened, how many lies did you sit and type up on your keyboard, you big keyboard warrior? You a big tough man. You still live in Baton Rouge? Remember you said you'd come to Frisco, buddy? You're supposed to find me. I told you we could sit down and talk. That's all you do. Talk, Mr. Squeaky Clean. He's the only one in your family without a damn record. I guess that's something to brag about in your culture. You people your hat on the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Let me make one up. Y'all can let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy y'all were trying to portray. How about watermelon felon? Hey, how about watermelon felon? Watermelon felon. How's that one strike you?
Oh, man. Oh, that supremacist is coming all out. This is why we seen this from the jump. We already knew it was. Look how mad he is. Family, look how upset this dude is. He was playing nice supremacist a year ago. He really thought he was fooling somebody, didn't he? We knew this a whole time ago because unlike that damn courtroom, we know about your track record. Jeff supremacist. We all know about that. He thought he ate too, didn't he? I got one for you. How about watermelon felons? And he knew he done had that one for a long time, didn't he? Didn't he? He been had that one locked in. You ain't make that up. You done been had that on.
So don't complain when shit doesn't go your way when you don't do anything about it. Don't because Trump's president because you didn't vote. You're going to support someone who does something against the law. You're encouraging and saying it's okay because he's a certain color. Oh, you've got more melanin than me. Ooh, so you get more privileges, more entitlement? Because 400 years ago, someone actually sold you to us and we took you over here and put you to work. And then we had a civil war to free your ass. And now you want to talk shit. Oh, I've been so...
Look at all these alt supremacists talking point. Fam, he ain't just wake up this way. Now you see why Carmelo neutralized the threat. Now you see why Carmelo stood on business. Now you see Why Karmelo did what he did when he done what he done? Y'all see it, family. This is why Karmelo handled that business.
Oh, press. You couldn't even vote 1960. Look how far you've come. Look at all the free we give you. You're not oppressed. You're fucking somebody. My.
Oh, man, he went full supremacist, didn't he? Did he not go full supremacist, y'all? Boy, he went all the way in. Fam, that right there is what I call a frustrated supremacist. He's frustrated because his son took an L. That's what that, fam, this got a lot to do with that L that was handed to his child. Let's keep it real. If we keeping it real, if we in the field, we in the field. You know damn well your kid took that L. So now he's saying everything he always wanted to say. Fam, this right here is a frustrated supremacist. If Austin had did the same thing to Karmelo, he'd be right now making jokes and laughing. All the W's right now, fam, let me go there. There's a sourness with all the W's. I'm going to tell you why. We're going to say it live in living color. There's a sourness with all the W's. It's because they're making all their little memes and their little jokes. And they're like, he's going away for 35 years. But in reality, fam, they know the appeal is coming. They know the appeal is strong. And they know at the end of the day, Karmelo's still here. The jokes ain't landing. The memes ain't working. Everything they doing is dirt. It's trash. It ain't getting off the ground. It ain't hitting like they want it to. You can really see frustration, bitterness, angry. I'm getting my ass whooped behind everything they're saying about Karmelo. Are y'all feeling that too, fam? I don't see that same energy that they had when Trayvon Martin was unalived. With Trayvon, they was making jokes. They was dressing up as Halloween. They not going to dress up as Karmelo because guess what? Karmelo's still here. You ain't going to be making all them little jokes about Karmelo because Karmelo's still here. Everything you're saying about Karmelo is you coping. You coping or hoping. You coping, hoping, wishing, pleading, begging that you can really get something off because you know it ain't really hitting like you thought because Karmelo is still walking around right now. So what that essentially has done, family, is that has given supremacists an L. See, when they get you in the courtroom and they got to do all that extra stuff, it makes them feel good for a moment. But then when they see us dissecting it, breaking it down, and people talking about it in appeal, that hurts their feelings even more. AKA, everywhere they turn, we're there. So the next thing they say is, well, he's going to jail and he's going to be locked up. Well, you don't know if that appeal is going to stand because now the greater community is locked in and not one of your little throwaway, cheapskate, botched-ass lawyers. Now the grassroots is taking the initiative. And now the black boy that you are wishing wasn't around anymore is still here and your people ain't around anymore. So I consider that a supremacist L, and that's why he was crashing all the way out. And we knew this dude was funny style. Remember that, family? I pointed this out a year ago when he showed up at that press conference. And when he showed up at that press conference, family, one thing that struck us all is that he had his phone like it was in his little pocket. But in reality, family, that phone was in that pocket because he was filming. This dude has been on that trash game, fam. This dude has been trying to be a little con artist. This ain't nothing new right here, family. This dude's been doing this. We called this out a long time ago. And then when he got throughout the press conference, he thought it was funny. This is why he went to the whole juror and he was in there complaining and he was whining and he was upset and he was hurt. Is because he knew everybody was not buying that little fake friendly, diddly, winly stuff that he was talking about. We knew from the jump that this dude was a fraud. See, family, this is why you don't trust these supremacists with a smile. The supremacists with a smile, it may work on the Democratic shields. It may work on the Republican shields, but it don't work on certified black society because certified black society, we are about that business. And speaking of people who are not about that business, y'all, did y'all see this? Y'all remember this a year ago? Let me let this play for the world. Watch this, family.
And I respect Austin Metcalf's dad, who's like, no, I don't want y'all around. I don't want y'all on this. And I respect Austin Metcalf's dad, who's like, no, I don't want y'all around. I don't want y'all on this. And I respect Austin Metcalf's dad, who's like, no, I don't want y'all around. I don't want y'all on this. And I respect respect Austin Metcalf's dad, who.
Whoa! Y'all see why we don't let these tethers like Holland, especially the high cholesterol tethers, get involved in our business, family? He said he was dad said he wasn't gonna play no games. The dad said nope. The dad said, wait a minute, that dad is about that business. FBA said hell no. It was hell no then, and it's quadruple hell no now.
And I respect Austin Metcalf's dad, who's like, no, I don't want y'all right. I don't want y'all on this. And
look at that boy, eyes bucking. Look at him, fam, bucking. And this is the same guy who said this right here.
Fuck you. People are going to see you for who you really are now. And if we want to talk individuals, we can, because I couldn't speak about this in court. But I can speak freely now because the gag order is lifted. Tiffany Billions, Wackadoo, McAdoo, whatever her last name is, I'm not going to throw insults at you because I'm not going to lower myself to your level.
Incoming insult.
But you're despicable.
There you go.
Drew Anthony, Kayla, you're cowards. You wouldn't even show up for your son's sentencing or victim statement impact.
Fam, what is he off of? What narcotic is this guy off of, family? Because he's slurring crazy. Hey, you cowards, you freak. Fam, for a minute, I thought this was whiskey. I'm thinking this is methski. Fam, I'm thinking this is some methski. Y'all let me know, what narcotic is this guy floating off of? Because I'm quite convinced this man is nowhere close to sober. Not the way them damn words are sliding.
Kayla, you're cowards. You wouldn't even show up for your son's sentencing or victim statement impact. You abandoned your kid. You left him there. I guess he's no more use to you because you can't get any more GoFundMe money or GoSendGo money. You are grifters. You should be ashamed of yourself. You raised that child, and I swear to God, CPS to come check on those other 3 that you still have. You never once admitted or took accountability. You tried to play victim. The real victim is the one who died.
Freeze, family. Hey, shout out to y'all. Hey, some people saying they can't hear it. Okay, and some people say they can. If you can't hear it, refresh it. Because a lot of people say they can hear it. So we're going to keep moving. I can hear it. I know y'all can hear it. My phone got it playing. I hear it real good. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, let's keep it rolling, fam. And y'all said he looked like he on that KK crack. Shout out to y'all.
Not the one who shoved a knife in his chest. I come to pray with you and show the world we can close the gap of this unbelievable racial divide. And what'd you do? You widen the gap even further. You hire a convicted, baby-shaking felon who's only in it for the money, who gives you bad advice, kicks me out of a press conference. Oh, funny. I was somewhere I wasn't supposed to be, but I left when asked. I didn't stab anyone. And then you proceeded to gaslight me with your convicted felon, quote, advocate.
Damn, blah, blah, blah. Boy, he laying on the couch, ain't he? Fam, he supremacist, didn't he? You hurt me, and the drugs wore off, and I can't get a woman. Never had a woman. Y'all black folks is on code. You're certified. You're grassroots. My tactics don't last. I played good cop, but really I'm the high supremacist. I'm falling and I can't get up. Damn. What else is wrong? Family, his jokes ain't working. His babbling ain't working. The meth ain't working. I mean, damn. You need to get your act together, sir. That right there wasn't working. Nice try, partner. Family, everybody's going down the line and they looking at every single thing this dude is saying, and it ain't adding up. This right here is a broken supremacist. Yes, it is, family. Y'all all send the biggest hallelujah, amen, to the Lord up above, because this right here is a broken supremacist, and they broken because all of their tactics just ain't working. That's what happens when you stand on business, fam. These folks can't get nothing from you. Let me tell y'all this as well. people been going down the track record and pulling out these statements on this dude, and his paperwork's dirty. So dirty paperwork, no jokes, broken supremacists, having a whole supremacist male therapy session, and then Black Americans are sitting there saying, well, what about this right here? Fam, let's talk about it.
Metcalf, the father of Austin Metcalf, calls Carmelo Anthony a watermelon felon, his mother an itch at the B, his father an issy at the P, and also calls out Charleston.
Let me make one up. Y'all can let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral because he was such a little boy y'all were trying to portray. How about watermelon felon? How's that one strike you? Charleston, you think you're funny? We'll see who's laughing. Drew Anthony, you're and a coward, and you raised one. Kayla, you drunk. What'd you do to that boy to make him just somebody? My God, what kind of mother are you? The race card, black fatigue, it's real.
Now, in that clip, you can hear him saying all of those things, plus saying black fatigue is real. What you do not hear is that he also went on a whole spiel about slavery and how they actually fought for us to be free. And that's something I guess we should be celebrating, and said that we feel like everything is people's fault. He also brings up somebody and says that he is the only person in his family that is not a felon. And he guessed that's something to celebrate in our culture. Y'all, this interview was with Sarah Fields. There were a lot of other things said. It's a whole full interview if you want to go and check it out. Now, Sarah Fields is one of the people that went to court. This is also the person who had an alleged unfriendly interaction with Nick at Night. Now, Carmelo Anthony has filed a notice of appeal, so there is something in the works going on, but I do want to...
And that's what's really got him shook, fam. That's what's really got him shook. And then when people start going down his track record, look at his criminal activity, fam. Since we talking culture.
The actual legal case, I will let you all know.
Father of the twins, Austin and Hunter Metcalf. Austin, of course, being the victim who unfortunately lost his life at the Frisco track meet at the hands of Carmelo Anthony. We know this. He asked a very powerful question, and that powerful question that he asked was, what kind of family did Carmelo come from? And what kind of family would raise a young man like Carmelo Anthony? And why is the question about the parents so important, right? Because we know that the parents are the ones who are raising the children, and the parents' character, their morals and their value system, it's important to know what it is, because then we probably could understand more why the child reacts and does the things that they do.
I'm not trying to judge, but what kind of parents did this child have? What was he taught? He brought a knife to a track meet and he murdered my son by in the heart. The guy was in the wrong place. They asked him to move and he bowed up. This is...
So I don't think it was wrong.
Okay. Well, let's look at your track record, the type of parent you were. Get him.
That he asked that question, but my question would be, since Jeffrey Metcalf was arrested back in 2011 for sexual assault, in 2011 his sons would have already been born because they're 17, so that means they would have had to been born around 2007 or so, right? And we know that he's not married or together with the twins' mother. They're separated because they have several different GoFundMes, one for him, one for the wife, and they might even have one for Hunter, but who knows? But I would want to know, what kind of family would raise a young man who would try to physically remove someone from underneath a tent who just wants to stay dry because it's raining cats and dogs? Because I think anybody who is a devout, born-again Christian, their morals and their value systems would say, hey, get up under this tent and stay dry. So just as important as it is for Jeffrey Metcalf to ask who raised Carmelo Anthony, I would want to know who raised Austin Metcalf to be...
Damn. Who raised yo boy? Supremacist man.
I would want to know who raised Austin Metcalf to be the bully young man that he was on that fateful day down in Frisco, Texas.
Metcalf, the father...
Damn. Sounds like your paperwork done got snatched up. Look like your paperwork is dirty. Look like nobody believes you. That's what it is. Let me tell you what you need to go ahead and do. You need to just go ahead, do the Mayo circuit. You know what I'm saying? You get you a full lifetime of Brussels sprouts, and you could just be mad. And you really going to be mad when Carmelo ended up getting this appeal and things go in that right direction. And then you could just live in your Mayo misery. How about that one, family? Since we out here and we making history, y'all. Mayo misery. That's what's happening with a lot of these folks. Mayo misery, Miracle Whip misery, but it's still just misery. because these people truly believe that they had something. But at the end of the day, the only thing they have is a corrupt, unjust system. But that ain't really hitting like it used to, because back in the old days, black folks would just be like, oh man, it is what it is. Now we're saying it ain't what it ain't. So therefore, we out here standing on certified time and certified business. And a lot of things are starting to pop up out the woodwork. Family, Carmelo Anthony's lawyers filed notice of appeal a day after he was sentenced to 35 years. Now we're starting to get to the real talk. Now we're starting to get to the real vibe. A lot of people now are watching this and doing something about it. Now a lot of people are seeing it the way it goes. Now a lot of people are saying, with the right lawyers, with the right initiatives, with the grassroots, family, we can get this young man out of jail. Because there's too many inconsistencies in this story that they can just let this stuff slide anymore. Now you're starting to really watch it. What we're about to see, family, and let me go ahead and see your face as we talk about it, y'all. What we about to see, family, is the power of the grassroots. That's what we're about to see. The grassroots done took over this case. It's been foundational Black Americans in the grassroots that been looking at Carmelo Anthony, holding down Carmelo Anthony, and advancing him and promoting him and standing by his side. As I said, shoulder to shoulder, family. It's been us the whole time. So after this fiasco went down with all of these setups in this botched ass case with a botched ass lawyer, fake activists, everybody about a year too damn late, this now we're saying get out the way and let's get some real work. If he gets a real, actual lawyer, and we in the grassroots are really standing on business, doing our work behind that, this case has too many inconsistencies for them not to pop that damn lock and bring them on home. Hell, family, when have we ever lost when we on code? Never. Can we be stopped? Nope. And that's what it is. See, they didn't want it to go down this way. They didn't want the grassroots to really be like, okay, we gonna focus on it. Free Melo, ride for Melo, advocate for Melo, hold down Melo. That's what they didn't want. They wanted this to be hush, hush, quiet, quiet, don't say nothing. They wanted the little fake ass media blackout, but now they're dealing with a certified blackout. And let me tell you something, fam. As I said before, our blackout go way stronger than theirs. So if they think they're going to be able to compete with ours, they got another thing coming. This is about to get real. Watch this right here, family, as we go down the block.
On appeal, and here's why. So there's a lot of speculation on my last video. People wanted Carmelo to be convicted just because of his skin color and their feelings. But what the law reads and the law states is different than what people feel and what people see and what people trying to make it out of race motivated. So here's why he will win on appeal. So if you was actually watching the trial and you know the law, you know he will be granted an appeal and his ruling will be overturned instantly once they review the transcripts from the trial. One of the main reasons he will win his trial is because the prosecutor brought multiple lay witnesses on the stand, and after cross-examining them and after questioning them, the prosecutor asked them, do you think this is self-defense? And guess what they say every time? No, I do not think this is self-defense. I think he is guilty. You can't do that. And the defense team had to be working with the prosecutors and the family, because if I was on the defense team and I was Carmelo's lawyer, I would have said, objection, Your Honor, that is an impermissible question. That is leading the jury. That is persuading the jury. A lay witness cannot answer a question deciding the verdict or they cannot give their opinion on the verdict, and the jury cannot hear that, which could cause the jury to be persuaded. Because if you got a lay witness who witnessed the crime and they say, oh, I don't think it's self-defense, only an expert that is in law can answer that type of question. A lay witness who is not an expert in anything cannot answer a question deciding the verdict in the guilt of the suspect. The jury cannot hear that. That is an impermissible question. That the defense team should have said, objection, Your Honor, that is an impermissible question, which is leading the jury to persuasion.
Family, when the foundational Black American grassroots points all of this out, all you need is a real lawyer to say this stuff in the courtroom. When the foundational Black American grassroots connects these dots, all you need is a real lawyer to articulate it. When the foundational Black American grassroots puts this all on the table, all you need is for somebody to just repeat after us. You repeat after us, and Melo gonna come home on an appeal.
That's why he will win his appeal almost instantly, because
damn,
the jury can hear multiple lay witnesses get on the stand and say, oh, I don't think this is self-defense. You're not an expert in law. You don't know what self-defense is. You don't know what the law is on self-defense. You a high school student. How can you know this? Karmelo will be still proven innocent, and he only got 35 years for a reason. Once he go up for an appeal and they see this critical mistake that they made, I bet they will offer a 10-year sentence. Carmelo Anthony still will be going home to his family soon.
Damn. Hold up. Wait a minute. Fam, this easy work like a part-time job, baby. It's a walk in the park. This is a cakewalk. Yes, indeed. Only thing that needs to happen now is for the damn lawyer to repeat after us.
Anthony has two very strong bases for appeal in the conviction yesterday, where he was sentenced to 35 years for first degree. These are just the two right off the top of my head that come out. Now, a number of other bases for appeal would certainly need to be filed, but I think the first two are crucial. And I'd say the first one, a lot of the evidentiary rulings, if not all of them, are suspect as a result of this, all that went against the defense. And the first one is the fact that the prosecutor and the judge were friends with the father of the victim. That is a highly problematic event.
There goes another one.
Series of events. I don't know how many times they were friends, but it is a major, major problem, because it casts a pall over all evidentiary rulings. And when you're in an appellate case, you're trying the appellate judge or the trial judge. And the trial judge made an atrocious error by even being the judge in this case and letting the prosecutor try this case. There are all kinds of problems with it. It casts everything is in doubt as a result of that, down to the rulings, the jury instructions. Cases have been, many cases, as they should be, have been overturned on the basis of incorrect jury instructions or jury instructions that were not given. They're just myriad problems that exist with that. And the second major issue for appeal is the fact that the prosecutor systematically excluded all Black jurors. There were no Black jurors.
We said that first, baby. Grassroots said that. Notice, fam, look at the title. Black Americans were right. We told you so. Listen to everything they saying, and Black Americans were right, and we told you so. Everything they're saying about this case and everything they're saying about an appeal is what we already said.
That is a major problem. It is blatantly unconstitutional. It shows a systematic and systemic racial bias of the prosecutor, and the judge didn't do anything about it, which goes back to the first problem, that he was a biased judge, was a bump on a log, was a dumb judge, and screwed the whole goddamn thing up. Shouldn't even be on the bench, is a substandard judge. There are all kinds of problems with it. He should be taken off, he shouldn't be on the bench. Corrupt judge. That's what I'd be arguing. Lots of support for that. So I think there's going to be a new trial at some point, and I think the trial should be somewhere like Houston or Dallas or somewhere where there's a fairer jury and where there's a judge who's not biased and a prosecutor that's not some yokel who doesn't give a shit about justice and only wants to get a conviction, and a jury that doesn't deliberate for about an hour on a case.
Damn.
It's just disgusting.
Woo! Family. We don't play. Every single thing that you just heard right there, family, is every single thing that we've been saying, right? Every single thing. There's too many potholes, too many violations, too many inconsistencies according to the law in this case for any lawyer to not be able to capitalize on. Every single lawyer in the United States of America can articulate all of those potholes, all those violations and inconsistencies, and win an appeal. Every lawyer. Fam, you can get a lawyer the first day out of law school. It could be their first case. All they got to do is repeat after us, and you gonna win. Because everything we're talking about are things that have actually been documented. And that's without adding all the different people who've seen the video who say what was on the video ain't what they've been speaking. Family, this is clearly a case where Karmelo can win an appeal, get a new trial, and move that straight up out of Frisco. Put that somewhere else. Get some real black folks on it. We continue to stand on it, and more, get us a competent lawyer. Fam, any competent lawyer and Karmelo go home, straight up and down. So that's what it's all about. This is what we've been speaking on. This is what we've been showing. Get all these people out the way who ain't really standing on business, who ain't really got his betterment in play, and it's a wrap for that. Because we've been saying this the whole time, family. FBA done solved the case already. The grassroots has been solved the case. See, this is why they're running around so much now with this campaign, trying to make it look like black folks are only supporting him because he's black. First off, we're not going to let the most color-struck, color-vile, color-deviant people on the planet Earth try to say someone else sees color when you got a whole system of oppression based on that. That projection ain't going to work. Send back to you. Return to sender. Access denied. But the reason why they're saying that, family, is because they're trying to convince everybody that we ain't looking at the facts. That's what it's really about. They want to make it all about everything other than the facts. This is misdirection, supremacist misdirection, but they ain't misdirecting us. They want to make it look like we're only defending him because he's black. They want to make it look like black folks is emotional. What's wrong with black culture? And black folks are saying, nope, the facts are on our side. Nope, we got the evidence. Nope, that ain't going to work. Try again. That's what we're saying. Again, every single thing that they're doing is failing. They thought they ate on Tuesday, but by Friday, everything is lined up, laid out, ready to go on this side of town for the real ones, for our brother Karmelo to be set free. So whatever they thought they had, fam, that stuff ain't even last 24 hours. We snatched that layer back real quick. And now you're seeing the video evidence, the lying under oath, the mob that came after him, the family now with the whole gag order. Oh, you thought you ate, didn't you there? Jeff supremacist. You thought you ate. Jeff Head. We're going to start calling him Meth Metcalf. How about that one, fam? It's not Jeff no more. Okay. Meth Metcalf thought he ate with that whole I ain't on a gag order no more. So I'm going to say the N-word and I'm going to say watermelon and I'm going to say we freed y'all and I'm going to say black fatigue. You thought you ate with that one, didn't you? Meth Metcalf. But guess what you ended up doing? Just like your life, you failed. You thought you had something, but you never had nothing. You're empty-handed. What you ended up doing was further indicting that your kid was operating off of anti-blackness because the mayo doesn't fall too far from the tree. So when they go back to an appeal and they start playing all your damn meth head rants and they start playing all your anti-black statements, that's going to only further the actual defense. That's going to further Carmelo Anthony's position. That's going to further the truth. Oh, you done messed up, didn't you? Oh, boy. And they ain't even get into all your charges and stuff yet, did they? So, family, you want to start talking about his rant? He messed up with that one. If you want to start talking about new juror, you done messed up with that one. You want to talk about leaving that county? You done messed up with that one. And if you want to talk about people lying under oath, everything is there. Everything is clear. Everything is right for the pickings, y'all. And that's what it is. And the main person who's going to go is this damn lawyer, because people are calling out this lawyer from every damn community. Watch this.
Mike Howard, Carmelo Anthony's lead defense attorney, the attorney who didn't force Hunter Metcalf to testify, the attorney who allowed an all jury, the attorney who convinced Carmelo not to speak on his own behalf while Kyle Rittenhouse took the stand in his own defense. That's a logical point. The attorney who allowed the father of the deceased and his friends to help prosecute his client, and now Carmelo Anthony has been sentenced to 35 years in prison. I'm going to say what many people are thinking. They trusted this man with their son's life. This wasn't a traffic ticket. This wasn't a misdemeanor. This was a murder case where a young man's entire future was on the line. This guy allowed an all jury? Yeah, okay. How much y'all pay this man? The man's wearing a pink suit, for God's sakes. He looks like he can't be trusted. Y'all thought that they was going after the black lawyer who represented Rick Chow down in South Carolina. This guy and that guy gonna have to run away together and elope down in some place where they can't find you at. There are countless black attorneys across the country who would have handled the high-profile cases, challenged jury selection, and fought aggressively for their clients. We were just talking about Benjamin Crump and others who certainly didn't step up to the plate in this situation. And, you know, Benjamin Crump is there every time. Hey, every time there is a definitive reason to be there. Like, okay, we know that this is a wrong situation. We're going to be here. They weren't there for Carmelo Anthony, though.
Where was you at, Benjamin Crump? You weren't there. Where are you, Crump? People calling you out. Where was you there?
That this is a wrong situation. We're going to be here. They weren't there for Carmelo Anthony, though, or that man wasn't there for Carmelo Anthony. Sometimes the biggest gamble isn't made in the courtroom. It's deciding who gets to stand beside you in it. Man, y'all went with a folks. But, hey, let that man would have beat that case. You know, I thought that there were some anomalies with the Carmelo Anthony trial, aside from the all jury. But I remember that after the state rested, and then it was on to the defense to put on their case, the state rested pretty quickly. Within a day, the state rested. And the defense seemed to rest pretty quickly as well, too. It was within a day or two that the defense rested. And I thought that was strange for such a high-profile case. I was like, wow, that's crazy. And then I was thinking, okay, well, maybe it's strategic. Yo, it's open and shut. Our defense is open and shut.
He'll be proven not guilty on appeal, and here's why. So there's a lot of speculation on my last.
Back to the brother who broke it all the way down. Back to us who breaking it all the way down. AKA, that lawyer's name is dirt in the streets. Straight up and down, you can't run from it. You can't hide from it. Your name is dirt in the streets. The family's name is dirt in the streets. And ever since this case done popped off, family, everything is dirt in the street. You seen the W dude sitting there saying, damn, Crump, where was you at? He can't come around. I'm going to tell you, what would happen right now if Crump come around? He say, we got to defend Carmelo's. Now we going to say, no, your ass needs to bounce, Mushmouth. He can't come around. This lawyer, he can't come around. This, in a lot of ways, family, has ridded out the people who have no business being here, and they should have never been here in the first place, okay? You can't have Crump come back around. This lawyer can't come back around. Even W's are all looking at this lawyer and saying, what the F was that? Nobody is standing on the side of Mr. Whatever the hell with the pink suit. Ain't nobody standing on this dude's side. Ain't nobody looking at this man. He, in a lot of ways, has been exactly what we knew he was. He has completely botched the case. And the more we say he botched the case, the more people are going to see him as a failure, a case botcher. So since you a case botcher, you ain't going to be able to come back around and say, let me do it a second time. Bam. They already getting them a new person. They already saying get up out the paint. They already saying it's a wrap for him. So if he can't come back around, dirt in the street, he can't come around, dirt in the street, Mr. Eddie Pinata and all of his pinata in, and we done ruined that. He gonna go right on down with the blacks and browns out of here. And then his name is dirt in the street. And then even videos like this are popping up with random W women saying that Metcalf was trying to bully them out of their seats. Look at this.
Because I'm not going to deal with Jeff Metcalf and him and his family bullied us out of our seat, which is the whole reason we're here in this trial. That's how this trial came to be, is because his kids are bullies and want to bully people out of their seat. And what did he do? He turned around and sat and did it to all of us inside the courtroom and laughed about it.
Because they got the first
So
two
where do you
rows.
think his kids learned to be bullies at? According to their environment. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
He was bullying people in the courtroom for their seats. Every single moment, it looks worse and worse for the meth cast.
Because I'm not going to deal with Jeff Metcalf and him and his family bullied us out of our seat, which is the whole reason we're here in this trial. That's how this trial came to be, is because his kids are bullies and want to bully people out of their seat. And what did he do? He turned around and sat and did it to all of us inside the courtroom and laughed about it.
Because they got the first
So
two
where do you
rows.
think his kids learned to be bullies at? According to their environment. That's all I'm going to say.
Damn. Family, it's getting worse and worse for the meth cast, ain't it? Ain't it getting worse and worse, family? And we're going to keep all these videos. We're going to keep track of everything. We're going to lock it all the way down. So whenever it pop off, we're going to be like, did it go? Did it go? Did it go? You see what I'm talking about? Fam, this right here is exactly what we're talking about. And I'm knowing brothers and sisters talking about standing on business, going these places and making it big. Free Mello. We calling out Frisco. We calling out everything. Everybody who's up is getting called out. And then on top of all of that, fam, we got all this evidence. See, what happened is, fam, they thought that they won when they got that conviction. They thought that they was dealing with the Africans Americans. They didn't know they was dealing with some real certifieds where brothers and sisters in the grassroots was going to step up. And now you're hearing people talk about getting a new case. Now you're hearing about an appeal, a new lawyer, everything new. Last time I heard, fam, everything new. That's a new start. But this new start is brought to you by the real ones. The people who always cared about Karmelo are now becoming the people on the front. And all the clout chasers to the back. It's about the real ones. And we're remembering all these damn videos. So when they turn around and they start trying to say things like, well, you know, he was a good person. We can show that right there. When they start saying, oh, it was a good case, we can start showing the lawyer botching it. We can start showing the pinata people, the lying under oath. The lying under oath and you ain't been charged or none of that. That right there is a violation of the case. You can peel it back off of that alone, fam. You ain't even got to get to the jurors and everything else. Do you know how many cases have been rewound because people was lying under oath? Yes. So that right there, with all eyes on the situation, is where our power comes in. I said this before, and I'm going to say it again, family. Things are very poetic when you start dealing with certified foundational Black Americans. Let me tell you what I'm seeing. This Carmelo Anthony situation has made Black Americans get on our warrior game even stronger. And then when you talk about the Cyrus Belton situation, that's making Black Americans get on our economic Black-owned business game even stronger. We've taken these two negatives and turned them into positives. I watched a lot of videos on Tuesday when the verdict came in. One thing that was different over here on the Black Alpha Network for the 30,000 views that we had is that we had a very motivational, very, very powerful, very, very strategic broadcast. We weren't talking about how bad it was, how messed up the system is. We weren't complaining. We weren't crying. I told everybody, I said, you may be bad, you may be sad, but let's go. Don't cry, dry your eye, let's ride. That's what we were focusing on, because now more than ever is a time for us to ride, to take these things and uplift ourselves, because we remember the past. I showed everybody a video of all the unalive Black folks from back in the day, and there was one denominator. Black folks cried, went home, and then they waited till the next one. And we made it a point that we wasn't going to do none of that. We was going to get strategic. We was going to build. And we even came up with a new one. Everybody says, standing on 10. And I said, standing shoulder to shoulder. That's what I'm talking about. Standing on business, family, and shoulder to shoulder, standing on principle. That's the one, fam. So every time somebody said they standing on 10, remember, fam, standing on 10 don't mean nothing if you standing by yourself. Standing on 10 mean everything if you standing shoulder to shoulder with your brother and sister. And that's what we doing right now. And family, let me tell you the results of all of that and why it's getting so scary out here in the streets for all of these people. Look at your screen right here, fam. Look at your screen. Oh, we about to go there, fam. People thought we was going to let this slide. People thought we was going to let this ride. People thought we was going to sit back, cry, go home, and then do this again every few years. F to the no. You got the wrong ones, family. In the words of my brother Kobe Bryant, shit, you don't know me. Look at this right here, family. And you would never see this before. Look at the differences. Carmelo Anthony, 17 years old. Rick Chow, 61 years old. Carmelo Anthony, first time accused. Rick Chow, multiple prior incidents. Carmelo Anthony, no criminal record. Rick Chow, history of violence. Carmelo Anthony claims self-defense. Rick Chow claims self-defense. Carmelo Anthony, he ended up poking somebody in an altercation. Rick Chow, he popped at somebody and hit somebody in an altercation. Carmelo Anthony, arrested and charged. Rick Chow, arrested and held until trial. Carmelo Anthony, $1 million bond. Rick Chow, acquitted. Y'all see that they thought that they were going to play in our faces? They thought that they were just going to do this right here and we was going to be like, oh, okay, it's cool, everybody go home. Shit, again, they don't know us, baby. This is a whole different time. It's time to shake them up. It's time to shake them up. We shaking up everybody. We shaking up everything. We shaking up the whole system. And the whole blacks and browns, no elision, and the whole POC, no elision, you can go ahead and put an extra no on that, because let me tell you what they don't know. They don't know who they effing with. Look at that. We ain't gonna sit back and let that happen. So let me tell you what Black Americans said. We said, oh, that's how y'all want to play the game, right? See, we're not into just reading all these disparities and seeing how bad it was. We're not sitting here for 20 hours talking about how bad the system is. If the system's going to be on that, we're going to encounter all of that with Black empowerment. So Black Americans said, boycott, blackout, shut them down. You pick the word, family, but it better stand on and be full speed FBA certified exceptionalism. That's what it is. And we're going to black out the whole system. We're going to pull that plug. We're going to make sure that nobody disrespects us, nobody harms us, and then they just walk away. We're making the block hot for everybody because these people been running around here thinking everything is sweet, everything is dandy. Hell no. You're dealing with a whole different time frame, with a whole different Black American, and these Black Americans, we getting straight to it. Y'all look at your screen right there. When I tell everybody that Black Americans was pulling up, and I tell everybody that Black Americans said, okay, challenge accepted. Y'all remember all them people that was running around and they was trying to tell Black Americans that if y'all boycott us, y'all's gonna lose. And if y'all boycott us, y'all's not gonna win. And I dare y'all to boycott us. You know what Black Americans said? We said, I bet. Challenge accepted. And family, they're not gonna tell you about this accepted challenge. They're not gonna put it on the big screen. They're not going to let the world know that Black Americans said, if that's what you want to do, then go ahead and do it because can't nobody do it better than us. So now, family, what we doing is we showing everybody. Let me show y'all exactly the after effects of these people trying to get Black Americans to fall back. It ain't too good for them. Incoming certified FBA energy. Incoming some regulating. Incoming some you done effed around and found out. Y'all look at your screen right here, family, as we gonna go all the way down the block and we gonna show the whole damn world what Black Americans mean when we say we ain't playing. And when I say we ain't playing, family, that's exactly what I'm talking about. We're not playing with these people who've been disrespecting us. We're not playing with these people who think it's a game. We're not playing with these people who think this is the old days where you can have somebody like this just show up and say he gonna dare us or he gonna disrespect us or it's all whatever his community says. Family. They got the wrong ones in the wrong generation at the wrong damn time. So Mr. Rick Chow Ming and Mr. Chicken Chow Ming and all the other damn Mings, y'all gonna see what we mean. And let me tell y'all what we mean. We mean FBA and we don't play. Watch this, family. This is what I mean. Here we go. Certified salute to the whole team and shout out to all the brothers and sisters who done tapped in with your boy, who done showed me some things out there. And I'm gonna run it all the way back live in the living color. Family, watch this right here and tell me if we ain't out here rocking.
When I say I am so proud of my kindred, I'm so proud of FBA. I just heard today that, was it the South Korean? The South Korean stock market crashed.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did it go down like that? Ho, 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 ho. One more time.
When I say I am so proud of my kindred, I'm so proud of FBA. I just heard today that, was it the South Korean? The South Korean stock market crashed. The South Korean stock market crashed. When
we ain't done. We don't hide. We don't run. Let's go.
Yo, the boycott for the Asian businesses is really happening, y'all. When I tell y'all, even in Metro Detroit, Hazel Park, East Point, the nail shops are empty. Ain't no Black women in them shits. The boycott going down, y'all.
This is why when y'all
shout out to Detroit. What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? Oh, family. This is why they made all them videos saying, be nice to me, be friends. This is why they made all those videos saying, y'all ain't gonna do nothing. Fam, now we making our own videos. And I don't care what nobody says. I'm in South Florida right now. And I went past all their stores. And I don't see Black folks out there. You want to get all them COON dollars? Go ahead. But let me tell you something. COON money don't stretch as long as certified money. Here we go.
Y'all say black people can't come together. I just shut my mouth because y'all are showing out on this Asian boycott. Saturday, June the 6th, empty. Nail salons, empty. Y'all are showing out. Now, if you recall, he's the one that told us that we couldn't survive without any Asian-owned, stores in our community, and told us if we did a boycott, he would take away the laundry mats, right? They would not have laundry mats for us, as if we don't own washers and dryers in 2026.
Look at her waiting, fam. Look. It makes me sad watching my grandma just wait for customers to walk through the door. Fam, that's what they said, though. That's them. That ain't us. That's what they said. Look at it, fam. Here you go. Black offer, exclusive receipts for you to see with your own eyes. It makes me sad waiting for grandma and watching grandma wait for people to walk through the door. Oh, and you should see the comment section. You got sisters in that comment section saying, hey, she need to get her community together. Hey, that's her fault. Hey, sorry. Hey, hate to see it. Wouldn't want to be it. How about this one right here? These are they words, family. Oh, yeah. See, we control the media now. Why you think all them COONs was making them videos? They was trying to get you to think this wasn't happening. They was trying to get you to stop this from happening. I told y'all that was reverse psychology, because you cannot reverse what certifieds have created. Grandma gonna be waiting, and she gonna stay waiting, because we gonna stay on the outside. Keep on waiting, but you done made your fate, and your fate is sealed. Furthermore, Black Americans is out here standing on business. Furthermore,
but I do have a message for the Asian community. Watch what you say about Black people. Watch how you treat us. Watch how you do us in our own community. I'm not laughing at y'all because this is not funny. There's nothing funny about this. But I'm just letting y'all know, do better. That's all. Do better. I believe this boycott has came and made it all the way down to Fort Lauderdale. This is the Lee's Nails on Broward. This nail salon is always, it doesn't matter.
I'm in South Florida now. No lies detected, fam. No lies.
What day, what time, it is always packed in full. But watch this video.
Uh-oh.
Hello. How much I charge you for lashes? 25? Okay. Why is it so empty in here?
A lot of people came dressed as empty seats.
Nobody's nail shop. They probably be boycotting nail shop. Let's see. Don't probably nobody there? Not none of us. Not none of us. Not none of us. That man has said, go right and then turn around. Right here. Turn around. Yeah. Look at him. They got a Tesla. They got y'all money, though. I'm going these bitches. I'm good. Okay, go little. Okay, I don't really read about this actual bees. I just go a little slow. We got to think wonders. I'm trying to see y'all. I'm standing on bees and you really can't. Yeah, you can't see in that bed. I ain't see nobody. Hey, nah, they ain't bees. You got to see in that bed. I ain't see nobody. Hey, nah, they ain't see in that bed. I ain't see nobody.
Look at him. Look at him, family. He's like, where are you at? No customers. You're not here. I thought that we said that you would boycott. We did not think you would do it. We thought you Black Americans would not go there. Black Americans said that they would not do this. All the coons got on the internet and said they still want Chinese food. All the coons said that they would still get their lashes done. I did not expect certifieds. You certifieds are changing the word. You fucking up everything. Yep, stay on outside, family. They said we were just on the internet, though. They said we were just on the internet. Now we outside just like he outside. And he waiting. That ain't it, though, family. When I tell y'all we on here and we running this whole game, that's exactly what I mean, fam. We running the whole game.
So the Korean market fell off a cliff and hit the circuit breaker this morning. Here's what happened. The Kospi opened down more than 8%, tripping a trading halt, with Samsung and SK Hynix both crashing around 10%. These companies are so big that they have so much weight in the Korean index. We're talking 26% for Samsung and 21% for SK Hynix.
Did you know that some stock markets have an off switch, and on Monday, South Korea used theirs? The Kospi, Korea's main index, was in free fall, down more than 8% in the first hour. So the exchange did something drastic and stopped everything. That's called a circuit breaker. And here's how Korea's works. If the index stays 8% or more below yesterday's close for a full minute, trading halts for 20 minutes. No buying, no selling, forced time out. Why? Because falling prices trigger automatic selling, which triggers more falling. Machines panic faster than
Panic button. Panic button.
People.
Hey, is it motherfucking true that we goddamn crashed the goddamn South Korean motherfucking stock market? I thought we ain't got no power. Hey, black people, I dare you, go ahead, take your do-rags off, take your Jordans, and then shut your bitch ass up. We just crashed your motherfucking stock market. They say that bitch down 15%. Keep up the great work. Imagine what we can do when we stick to a motherfucking plan.
South Korea stocks just bled billions. Here's how to play it. On Monday, June 8th, 2026, the Kospi index plunged over 8%, triggering a circuit breaker that halted trading for 20 minutes.
So the Korean market fell off a cliff and...
Damn. Sound like circuit breakers, panic buttons, daring black folks scared them. And let me tell y'all how you know everything adds up. See, there's something in the world, man, and I believe we all came up with it here in the chat about a year and a half ago. Remember when all the plantations was going down, family? It was a word. It was an acronym. I think it's ABK. Yeah, and it means anti-black karma, right? Don't you ever in your life dare black Americans. You dealing with the wrong ones. And when I tell y'all this all adds up, look at your screen, brothers and sisters. This is a little research that we was doing over here on the Black Alpha Network Certified. Salute to the team. This is why they were so afraid of us. Watch this right here when you talk about the power we got. What this means for the percentage. Because Korean American entrepreneurs own the vast majority of independent beauty supply storefronts and control nearly the entire wholesale distribution network for hair extensions, Black consumers contribute the overwhelmingly majority of revenue to these specific Asian-owned businesses. This is where it gets fun, Black people. In urban areas and predominantly Black neighborhoods, the customer base for independent Asian-owned beauty supply store is frequently 90 to 100% Black. Therefore, within the multi-billion-dollar retail beauty supply niche, Black consumer capital is the primary engine keeping these businesses profitable. Meaning, when them same Black folks say, we gonna take all that capital right on back home with us, then you end up with that right up there. Then you end up with that right there. Then you see they don't want no problems with us right here, because that's what you call a 24/7 blackout. Oh, family. They thought we wasn't going to be able to connect the dots. They thought we wasn't going to see past everything. They thought certified foundational Black Americans was going to let them disrespect us, disrespect our kids, disrespect our families, and they wasn't going to have to hear from us in this era in time. Well, they betted on the wrong thing, family, and the right thing done showed up. One more time, screenshot it for all the naysayers, family. When you rely on 90 to 100% of a particular community, especially when that particular community is certified foundational Black American, then you are going to go out of business when them certified foundational Black Americans say so. Whoever controls the money controls the game. And family, we control the game because we control they money. You're going to have to come over here to FBA to get some money. You're going to have to come over here to Certified Black Society if you're trying to get $1 you're going to have to come on over here to the real ones if you think you're going to level up, because anything other than that is just going to be a crash out. And that's exactly what we got them doing, fam. Crashing out. So, grandma, keep on waiting, because our grandma said your ass is out of business with the rest of them. It feel good to be FBA, don't it? You damn right it does. Every single day. Family, when I tell y'all right now that we standing on certified business all the way across the world, that's exactly what I mean. And to the point now, fam, they turning on each other. Oh, you ain't heard? See, when the money gets messed up, when Black Americans ain't rocking with you, when you ain't getting paid, that creates a lot of dysfunction inside of Rick Chow's community. That creates a lot of dysfunction inside of Lucy Lou's community. That creates a lot of A-roll dysfunction. And now they're making videos to us and they're blaming each other because one said you started it, the other says you started it, and we all know they got the wrong ones started. That be us. Look at this right here, family. Duda came out and said Asian women don't like him because he's short and not good looking. Damn, FBA always wins. Prepare to laugh.
A lot of Black people complain that when they go into Asian-owned stores or businesses, they are mistreated or they are followed by Asian employees. That's extremely awful. Yes. I don't know if it is a good thing or not. I'm Korean and, well, I'm only talking about Korean, but I suspect that this is very similar among other Asians too. But at least for Koreans, we like to treat it like shit each other. I'm going to tell you my story. I'm an Uber driver. I think that there are not that many Korean Uber and Lyft drivers.
They tattle, they A-roll telling. They snitching.
At least in New York City. In LA, maybe. I don't know. Other region, maybe. But in New York City, there are not that many Korean drivers. Not many Korean people take Uber or Lyft. But when they do, I immediately notice they are Korean. And when I talk to them, they don't want to talk to me. There's no way for me to tell why they don't want to talk to me. They are shy. Or maybe I'm kind of speculating here. They want to talk to me because to them, I'm already low class and failure by Korean standard. Unfortunately, I'm short and ugly. So that's already, I'm kind of speculating here. They want to talk to me because to them, I'm already low class and failure by Korean standard. Unfortunately, I'm short and ugly. So that's already, bad sign for them. I had...
Fam, they wouldn't be saying none of this if we wasn't blacking out. But how you know? Because they wasn't saying this before. How come you getting these testimonies? You getting these Chow Ming testimonies now? They would have never said this if the money was flowing. Now we got these folks going.
Had negative experience throughout my life. I've been told that, I'm short and ugly. I'm not super ugly, but I'm kind of ugly. On top of that, I'm 5'6", a bad sign for them. Koreans take education very seriously. College dropouts, another strike. I don't have a job at, Google or Microsoft or, Samsung or LG, one of those. So them are complete failure. Education, look, and height and all that stuff, I'm already failure. So Korean people see me, this guy is a failure. This is a low-class Uber and Lyft driver. I think...
Damn! Are you going to say anything good about yourself? I failure. I lie. I'm ugly. I'm little. Damn! Blackout got you bad, don't it?
Height and all that stuff, I'm already failure. So Korean people see me, this guy is a failure. This is a low-class Uber and Lyft driver. I think that that's the reason why many of them don't talk to me. They don't want to talk to me. They're like, oh, I don't want to talk to you. Just drive. Korean culture is very, very toxic. It sucks to say, but, that's true. When I lived in Korea, I struggled very much, with my own culture. A lot of Black people complain that.
Damn. Our sister Natural said, beef and broccoli confessions. These is his confessions. I'm in Uber and they think I'm ugly. I cannot get me no date. Beef and broccoli. There they go. Watch that. You see what I'm talking about? Y'all see what I'm saying? You see where it's going? You know what time it is. Fam, all you got to do, never that before, see that now. They tested, boom. Let me tell you what you ain't seen. You ain't seen them sitting outside, grandma waiting. You ain't seen dudes sitting there giving them confessions. And you ain't seen these people breaking down and exposing themselves before the blackout. After the blackout, you got a billion videos. So to the dude out there who made a little video, which by the way, I heard they done shut that down. Go ahead, man. We appreciate that, man. You know, you should have started that a long time ago. But let me tell you something. When you get FBA on you, you get FBA on you. So I got to add you to everybody else. You just somebody who thought you was eating, but you really wasn't. FBA run the whole yard, okay? You find out the hard way. You find out always, but you gonna find out. And family, the reason why you have to do these things is because when you start looking at these individuals from these backgrounds and what they talk about and who they are, did y'all see that story that came out of, I want to say Chicago, where they were burning a cross? And then when they looked to see who was burning the cross, it was one of them. See, family, they're now trying to do an extra extreme audition for the dominant society. How many of y'all seen that? Y'all see that, fam? Let's go there, y'all. Look at this right here and see who we dealing with, see how we dealing with them, and see that everything we said about the POC, or shall I say the LOC, the leeches of color, is exactly that, fam. And FBA, we're always right. Look at this story right here for those who didn't see it, fam. Here it goes. Hold on. Let me see y'all face again. I said something on my broadcast a week and a half ago, and a lot of people liked it, and I seen people sharing it on TikTok and on Twitter. So I'm going to say this one more time, family. And I came up with this like 5 years ago, but I didn't know people would love it so much. Here is another trip down the line of the Wu Klux Klan. And when I said Wu Klux Klan, people was laughing. But family, they're literally out there burning things just like the Triple K. So if I was ever accurate, damn right, here it is right now. Here go the Wu Klux Klan and exactly what we were speaking about. Watch this story.
And leaders, Chicago police search for a man in connection with a cross burning in Grant Park. We've also just learned the FBI is now part of this investigation. Community members and leaders are blasting the symbol of racism and white supremacy. WGN's Dana Rebick has the details.
This happened mid-afternoon on Tuesday here in Grant Park. We are hearing from a woman who drove by and saw this as it was happening, as Chicago police release a new image of a man they believe could be responsible.
This is something, you know, we've read about in history books and seen in black and white footage, you know, that type of thing, but never like today, 2026, you would expect to see this.
Kanika Carlton and her daughter were driving down Lakeshore Drive near Balbo around 2:30 Tuesday afternoon when they saw flames coming from Grant Park.
We thought it was just a tree branch burning, and, you know, we were going to call just 911 to say, hey, it's something burning. But as we got closer, that's when we noticed it was a cross.
I was horrified. I was angry. This was very, very intentional. You had to have made this cross, put it in some kind of vehicle, brought it downtown, carried it over to putting against a tree, which has another whole symbolism, and then lighting it on fire. You were sending a message.
Chicago police releasing this image of a suspect wanted in connection to the arson. The man with dark hair wearing dark pants, white shoes, and a black backpack with no shirt. The woman who took this cell phone video thinks she may have seen him.
We did see a person just walking from it. As we pulled up, we saw this this young man kind of walking from it, headed he's like headed west, like towards Michigan Avenue, a little too calmly for something like this, and it felt kind of weird. And then as we were leaving, you kind of see him picking up speed running.
As police work to track down the suspect, the act invoking deep emotions across the city, people calling for the man to be charged with a hate crime.
As a history teacher, I am very familiar about the trauma, the violence, and the terror of a burning cross.
There's one older African-American woman who I spoke to earlier today. She was in tears talking about, she said, this just brings up all the stuff from history that it opens the wound again for me.
We received this statement from CARE Chicago saying anti-Black racism and white supremacist intimidation have no place in Chicago. Hate groups and individuals who traffic in these symbols appear increasingly emboldened, especially under the current federal administration and influence of elected officials who allow these acts of hate to fester without taking action. We did reach out to Chicago police to ask if this is being investigated as a hate crime, and we are told that the community alert they released on this arson investigation is the only information available at this time. At Grant Park, Dana Rebick, WGN News.
More tips. and leaders. Chicago police search for.
Damn. And y'all got me over here rolling. I believe what Sister Natural said. Jackie Clan. So you got the Jackie Clan and you got the Wu Klux Klan and white supremacists. Y'all FBAs is cold. But let me tell you something. Notice, fam, no hate crime protection. Notice that, family? No hate crime protection. Remember, that comes from the people who have one. You dig? Versus us. So this is why we say it's all about a hate crime protection. They can dance around it. They can hop around it. They can skip around it. But we're going to get our hate crime protection. And also, let me say this. I seen them talking about an African-American. Go ahead and keep calling this African-American because you know what ends up happening, y'all? They end up doing something foul, and they be waiting for the African-Americans to show up. But then the foundational Black Americans show up, and we throw a wrench and flip the whole game upside down. So you better get prepared and get your wording and your verbiage correct because you're going to get corrected, and we're going to correct it our real way. And fam, that is not the only thing that we've been talking about. Now a lot of people is popping up and a lot of people is calling them out. And a lot of people are saying, oh, word, y'all really think y'all down, right? Well, since you know they love the dominant society so much, the dominant society now is putting out statements. And the dominant society basically saying, we don't want you, Jackie.
So I've been seeing this online. I've been meaning to address it. And there's been certain people on here. And I know that they do not represent the entire community when I say this. So anyone in the community that's been following what I'm saying, that supports what I'm saying, that supports rights and freedom and just, you know, good vibes for all, this ain't aimed at y'all. So hopefully y'all don't take offense to this. But for those in the Asian community that are going after the Black community, y'all need to stop. Okay? Y'all need to stop showing out for because they are not y'all's friends. Last time I checked, are the only people that have never dropped an atomic bomb on Japan. They're the only people that have dropped Agent Orange on Vietnam. They're the only people that did the My Lai murder. And that's just off the top of my head. So people are not y'all's friends. They have never been y'all's friends. But the Black community has had y'all's backs. Like any rights y'all have is because of the rights that Black America fought for. So y'all need to really recalibrate who's on your side, who's had y'all's backs, and who's y'all's enemies. Because people are not y'all's friends. They never have been. And unless it's a major culture, they're going to keep going and do the same they've always been doing. And y'all going to be catching the brunt end of it just along with everyone else that isn't them. So, you know, just let y'all know.
Basically, he's saying, we don't want you, Jackie. Quit trying to be us, Jackie. Because when it go down, we going to get your ass too, Jackie. You better take the message.
Community and the Latino community are in a race to see who's the biggest bootlickers to supremacy. So back in 2025, Black Americans said, we're going to sit this one out. And Latino said, no, you have to come out with us. And the fact that nothing is your fault, even though it was us that didn't vote for our own best interest. Then the Latino community, instead of going to other communities such as the community or the Middle Eastern community, decided to get mad at Black Americans, because they wanted to do whatever they wanted with their personal time. And now Black Americans are telling people, look, there may be anti-Blackness in your culture. Can you please address it? And literally we're like, So Black Americans are like, okay, we're going to boycott your businesses then, which they very much can. It's their money. They can do whatever they want with it. I've been heading this way for a while, but Latinos and people and other immigrant groups feel entitled to the resources of Black Americans, which is insane.
This is going to be an unpopular opinion.
Okay, at least we're starting off with some self-awareness.
I'm going to call you out since you
They're imploding on each other, fam. Watch this.
Don't seem to understand. Every single one of you over there boycotting business and spreading more hate, you Black people with your Black fatigue, okay? And what your people call n***ism. Yeah, not my words. Those are your people words. You people that is living in that Black culture mentality, the poor victim mentality, thinking that people still owe you reparation. Yeah, you I'm the one talking to you.
Nope. How about you shut the fuck up and I'm gonna talk to you? Oh, what's that, Momo, for real? You got terrified because you knew this was coming and you preemptively blocked me? Oh, there you are. But real quick, Momo, or as you so conveniently preemptively knowing that this video is coming, told us your name.
My name is Monica. Mo for short.
First question, why the fuck do you sound like that? Why the fuck do you sound like an inbred backwoods hick with a Cambodian stuck down their throat? Oh,
Look how we got them talking to each other. Fam, they wouldn't be talking like this if we wasn't standing on business like this. They wouldn't be talking like this before the blackout. They talking like this after the blackout because she thought she was talking to black people. Now we got them going at each other. He going after her. The Uber driver was going after himself and everybody else. We got them shattered.
knowing that this video is coming, told us your name.
My name is Monica. Mo for short.
First question, why the fuck do you sound like that? Why the fuck do you sound like an inbred backwoods hick with a Cambodian stuck down their throat? Damn. Oh, right. Sorry. I got my wires crossed. Forgot that you're the Cambodian with an inbred backwoods hick stuck down your throat. Damn. Which, if you think about it, is completely on brand for someone who actually got excited thinking that she was...
Fam, is this rice on rice crime? This looks like rice-a-roni. This is rice on rice crime. Thank us later.
Their throat. Oh, right. Sorry. I got my wires crossed. Forgot that you're the Cambodian with an inbred backwoods hick stuck down your throat. Which, if you think about it, is completely on brand for someone who actually got excited thinking that she was picked as the same person who would curate an accent in an attempt to assassinate, so that when she says things like, we like to keep family within the family, it sounds natural.
Hey, I love that in the chat. Fam, I love that. I'm taking that. I like that. The blackout crash outs. Is that what we call it? Hey, you just got a new one, family. Go ahead, fam. Certified salute to yourself. You just started a new one. The blackout crash outs. If we blacked you out, you crashed out, you were blackout, crash out. If we blacked you out, you melted down, you was frustrated, you was hurt, you just like Jeff Metcalf, then you are a blackout crash out. They all crashing out because it's all about FBA. Loving it, baby.
Monica, just like this fake filter that we can all see through and see that you're using, we can see through your fake accent that you so carefully curated because you still say things like this.
Civil liberties.
Yeah, we can all hear the immigrant on you, Monica.
Damn.
And I know you stated that people can't get you fired because you're self-employed. So let's just do a quick experiment and see how boycotts work. So if you know Monica here, or definitely not her older husband, but hey, don't worry, age ain't nothing but a number when your next husband can be your own son from Stockton, California. Please let me know who they are, because I just want to see, you know, for like science sake, how effective boycotts are.
I was inspired to tell you a story about karma and how...
Damn! And you thought that was bad? Watch this one.
I got to be so crazy and angry. You see, given my traumatic past, I don't give a fuck what happens to businesses.
Damn!
Scars from being pushed in junior high by a bunch of...
Like science sake, how effective boycotts are.
I was inspired to tell you a story about karma and how I got to be so crazy and angry. You see, given my traumatic past, I don't give a fuck what happens to businesses. Karma and how I got to be so crazy and angry. You see, given my traumatic past, I don't give a fuck what happens to businesses. Scars from being pushed in junior high by a bunch of Korean girls. Yes, it was premeditated. They not only planned it, but they knew exactly how I was going to fall. Instead of being able to step back when they pushed me like this against my chest, what they did is they had one of the guys crouch in tabletop so that when they pushed me, I couldn't take a step back. I had to topple over him, and hence how I scraped my arm.
She's talking about being in school, scraping her arm, getting bullied. Fam, the blackout crash outs got these people going back to middle school, telling black folk they were mean. They hit my arm when I was walking and they tripped me, and I'm an Uber driver. Family, we got the rice confessions. We got the burrito confessions. We got the mayo confessions, but they all confessing that we got them crashing out.
In the bullying by Asians did not stop well into my adulthood. I was bullied in nursing school by other nurses. I was bullied when I freaking graduated and was a board certified nurse practitioner working in the clinic by a pediatrician who happens to be also Korean. This cunt of a freaking pediatrician by the name of Julia Huang would often belittle me in front of other medical students and residents by pimping me out and asking me questions. If you don't know what pimping is, basically putting you on the spotlight and asking you difficult medical questions like you're an idiot. And when I got accepted to Johns Hopkins for a doctorate program in nursing, she asked, isn't it hard to get into Johns Hopkins? Like questioning, how the did you get in? Asians will eat their own kind. There is no solidarity. Their motto is use or be used, and they're very good at using you.
damn. We done got everybody confessing tonight that they cannot deal with us when we get on code, stand on business, stand shoulder to shoulder, and hit them with that blackout. And family, that's what it's all about. So they can do all of that, and we're going to do all of this, and all we do is win. Family, you got to love it. Let's see what it is. I told you foundational Black Americans are always right. The evidence is 1 billion% clear that we always right. Remember, we not sitting there making videos telling them how right they are. They there making videos talking about us. These communities are notorious for sticking together. Now we got these communities fighting each other. We got a rice civil war going on right now. Yep. Mayo's falling from the tree right now. Yep. The burritos is backstabbing right now. Yep. And FBA is winning right now. And that's all we ever do, family. It feels good to be number one. One love. Fam, it has been another beautiful broadcast, and I appreciate the love from my certified FBA. FBA Friday, we in the house. And that's how we do things over here, y'all. You see the appeals coming for our brother Karmelo. The grassroots is in control of that right there. We are shaking down all these people. The blackout got them crashing out, melting down as we shut them down. We're standing on 10, shoulder to shoulder, and our energy is stronger than ever. And this is what I've always been talking about. And it's only getting realer, and it's only getting more potent, family. And that's what I love about us, y'all. There's nothing that can break what we got going because we are untouchable, unbreakable, unmatched, and stronger than ever. So certified salute to you, certified salute yourself, and certified salute to the untouchable, unbreakable, foundational Black American certifieds. Yes, indeed. All right, man. Y'all, beautiful weekend. I want you to have a beautiful weekend. I want you to enjoy yourself, man. Take care of yourself. Just know, we doing the thing. Hit me up. I will email you the flyers, fam. I've been sending out the flyers. Brothers and sisters are passing them out. Hit me up, blackalphanetw1@gmail. I will get it to you ASAP, pronto. Yes, indeed. So y'all can go ahead and send them out them flyers, man. And, apparently the blackouts are already working, man. A lot of people going to tell you about these blackouts and these boycotts, fam. But Black Alpha just showed y'all the power of the blackouts. Okay, so the power of the blackouts is there, the power of us, fam. And when we put a flyer up, then the world can see it, fam. And they was watching us anyway because we put on the show. That part. All right, y'all. Y'all stay good. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay vigilant. And always remember, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, no matter where you at, that Black is beautiful and beautiful is always Black. Blackout. Free Huey.
Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.